Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. They've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon, let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Guys, how we doing? Good morning.
Hi, Jenny.
How we doing, Skip? Got some good news for you. Little news for you.
It
for you.
It is D-Day in Dallas. Some people are saying it's drop-dead day between Jerry and Zeke. We are about to see if this goes north or south. But I understand that my partner has some new information.
I might have a little info.
Let's see what it is.
Get you all excited.
Let's do this.
Info. All right, I guess we got to get on with this show. A lot to get to today. What can we expect from Aaron Rodgers in his season debut? And can we expect a Mahomes Breeze Super Bowl showdown? But first, we will dive into Zeke Watch. Ezekiel Elliott continues his holdout as the Cowboys season opener is now only 5 days away, and the reports are coming fast and furious. Multiple reports have said that there was progress over Labor Day weekend, but work still needs to be done to make a deal happen. Zeke's camp took most of the day Sunday to respond to the Cowboys, which only added to Dallas's frustrations. And now the latest hiccup appears to be the contract structure and not the dollar amount. Zeke reportedly wants more guaranteed money than the Cowboys are currently willing to offer him. So, Shannon, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you that Zeke signs today?
Skip, last week when we had this question that how many games that Zeke was going to miss, I said I was very certain. I said they'd missed the first month. And then I said after he missed the first month, he'd need to prove a point that, oh, yeah, you won games against Miami, the Giants, and Washington, but can you beat New Orleans, Green Bay, yada, yada, yada. But I received some information that Zeke and his team are on their way back to Dallas. Now, I don't know if they've already landed, but I was told they're heading back. I believe this is an effort of good faith. So, Jerry, you said this was a marathon. Okay, we're 25.2 miles. Let's not drop like Phidippides did once he brought the good news that the Athenians had pushed out the Persians.
But he got 26.2 before he dropped dead.
But I'm saying, let's not do.
Yeah. All right.
But at that time, it was 40 kilometers, roughly 25 miles. But let's not kill this deal 100 miles from the finish line, basically what I'm saying. And I believe Zeke wants to show Jerry, I'm back. Zeke never wanted to miss time. Zeke wanted to have this done, but he told them in February, if you don't give me a deal, I'm not coming to camp. They called his bluff. So with that being said, Jenny read that it's about the guaranteed money. And Zeke knows, Skip, he's never getting another deal like this.
I don't know. He could get one more, but go ahead.
Not of this magnitude.
Okay.
Skip, they don't really play 28-year-old, 29-year-old running backs.
It depends how the duration of this new deal. Is it going to be 3 or 5?
Yes.
If it's 5, then he's not going to get another deal.
Right. Okay. I believe in order to get what he wants and to appease Jerry cap-wise, it's going to have to be one of those longer-term deals.
Okay.
It's going to have to be a 5-year extension, plus the 2 years that he still has on the contract. So it's going to be a 7-year deal, and I believe it'll be a mega deal, one that's going to shock a lot of people.
Okay.
Skip, I'm going to say it's a 7.
Okay.
I'm going to say
7 that it gets done today.
Today,
all right?
by midnight.
All right.
Today. Because like Jenny said in the read, Skip, it's about the guaranteed money. It's about the upfront money. Because Zeke knows he's not going to play the duration of this on this contract. So he's like, I need X. Jerry's trying to give him, Jerry might be trying to give him T.
Okay.
Zeke says, I need you to meet me a little closer.
Yep,
But Jerry, you know what? I'm tired of, this long distance, these are billable hours. I'm tired of being in Cabo.
Yep.
I'm coming back to Dallas. I'm willing to operate and negotiate in good faith that we're so close that me being here, you seeing me, if I have to come in, me and my representative have to come in and sit across the table from you and Steven. I want you to know that I want to be here, and this was never the steps that I wanted to take.
Okay.
But I wanted you to know I was serious. Skip, I say by midnight. But I do believe that Zeke Elliott will carry the ball on Sunday for the Cowboys.
Why are you only a 7 then?
Because I know what Jerry wants to offer, and I know kind of where they want to be. It's a big deal because, Skip, like I said, the back end is worth nothing. It's all about how much money guaranteed can I get.
It's front load versus back load.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it in a nutshell, Skip. You hit the nail on the head.
Okay, I do appreciate your reporting.
Good
But
stuff.
I will, it's Shannon Sharpe, reporter.
Now-
Insider,
Yeah,
insider.
you're going to have to start wearing a little hat
No,
that says
I
press
know.
on it.
You and I both know, Skip. I like to sit on information like that because I'm not an insider. But I just like, I might be willing to share some of this information.
Maybe you're not an insider, but I believe you got that from the inside. So I will take it to my bank.
Whether he was sitting close to the man.
Okay? So, yet and still, I want to remind everybody what we just went through this past July
Right.
with Uncle Dennis and number 2.
Right.
Because the entire media world got taken for one long ride by, I assume, mostly Uncle Dennis.
Right.
Yeah.
That guy's uncle,
Right.
you know, that number 2 guy.
Sure.
I'm not going to say his
Number
name.
2
We
guy.
know
We're
who we're
still not
talking
doing
about.
it?
Nope,
Okay.
sorry. But remember how many reporters, highly respected reporters, just swung and missed because they were taking to their banks what Uncle Dennis was telling them.
Yes.
So we have to have just a word of caution here that you never really know because only really 4 people know what's really going on. There are 2 representatives on Zeke's side. Well, I'll put Zeke in that
Yes.
also. Although sometimes they don't tell him everything.
Well, they
But
don't
let's-
tell him the bad. They definitely don't tell him the
the
bad,
bad
things being
news,
said.
right? But we'll say 3 people on that side
Right.
know, and only 2 people on this side, Jerry and his son
Stephen.
Stephen.
Correct.
They're the only 2 who really, really know
Right.
what has been put at the middle of the table
Right.
right here, right
Right.
now. So it's funny to me. I was at a 9 yesterday, and I wouldn't go to 10 on my confidence just because I don't want to jinx it.
Right.
But overnight, I got to tell you, even after what I heard from you, I'm slightly queasy here. I'm going to drop my confidence level just 1 notch to an 8.
Okay.
And it's because you never know what could happen today because I have told you from the start that this was my day. Today was my day,
Right.
D-Day. Why is it today? Because they are off today, the Cowboys.
Right.
They get their normal day off. They did practice unusually yesterday just because it was Labor Day ahead
Right.
of the first game, and
Right.
they didn't really have a game last week, okay?
Right.
So they're off today, and I thought it's right on schedule. Jerry has circled this date to finish off this deal and get Zeke in uniform in pads tomorrow for practice.
Correct.
Because then you'd be pretty much right on schedule to get ready for the Giants, right? You practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And plus, Skip, you don't want guys going out of town Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah.
coming in late Monday night. So you make sure you practice so you make sure they're back Sunday.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So here's my point. What do I know about Ezekiel Elliott? He is a stubbornly proud man. And I do believe you're right. He is on a plane probably as we speak. Maybe they've landed to show good faith. Okay, Jerry, I'm here. I'm ready.
Right.
We could have a little media session tomorrow
Right,
before
right.
practice or maybe
Right.
after practice,
Right.
however you want to do it.
Correct.
But I'm ready to practice tomorrow. But if you're ready to give me the deal that we think we have
Entitled
here,
to, right.
right? What do I also know about Ezekiel Elliott? He is a baller and a brawler. If you cross him in a bar, and he might have had a couple, he will fight you at the drop of somebody's handkerchief in the bar, right? Because that's what he's made of. He's a football player, and so Jerry is banking that the football player can be a good thing in this context because I do think Zeke misses the fellas.
He does.
And I think he really, really wants to be out there just to practice
Right.
tomorrow, let alone to be out there game 1 doing this for
Correct.
Jerry Jones' Dallas Cowboys,
Right.
America's team.
Right.
So Jerry's banking on that. But there is that baller, brawler, stubborn pride operating where if Jerry makes one wrong move today, he might just say, you know what? I came all the way back here and I did my part, so hell with you. I'm going back to Cabo. And it's probably like dicey, like right on the edge, right here, right now.
Right.
What do I know about Jerry Jones? I know him very well. He has a big heart and a short fuse. That's Jerry to a T. Big heart, short fuse.
Sometimes those things don't go well
They
together.
don't go together. But the big heart is he would love to have a happy press conference tomorrow. He would love to be able to put his arm back around Zeke and say, by golly, we pulled this off, didn't we?
Yep.
Jerry Jones, to me, is a master negotiator, and he realizes that in the end, the essence of a great deal is when both sides walk away saying, we won,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
He knows, for Zeke and his representatives to be able to flex a little bit and say, we got him.
Right.
And Jerry knows in his heart of hearts, he needs to walk away saying, that's exactly what I wanted to pay him from day one.
Yes.
And we finally got there.
Right.
So this is my gut feeling about the Jerry I know. I believe he has kept back, just for today, this whole long, grueling process, one ace in the hole, one ace up his sleeve, one creative caveat that he has left back just if necessary, and it's looked like we finally he's been pushed to the if necessary. I don't think he wanted to do whatever this caveat is.
Right.
And by the way, I have no idea. So this is way over my head. But Jerry and Steven have proven to me over time to be the most creative cap managers in all the NFL, where they create new loopholes every new negotiation where I say, why didn't somebody else think of that?
Right.
They were the first to realize, hold on, if we give upfront bonus but we extend the years,
Right.
oh, wait, there's a loophole here. You can prorate the
Over
bonus.
the life of the contract.
Yeah, so if we give somebody a 6-year, and if we give him $60 million, well, it only counts $10 million a
Right.
year against our cap.
Right.
Brilliant. Jerry leaped through that loophole before anybody did. Okay. I don't know what it is, but I believe there's one little last loophole that he's got where he will throw it out on the middle of the table as his last olive branch to
Right.
Zeke.
Right.
And he's hoping Zeke will say, okay, I went as far as I could. He went as far as he could. Let's shake hands on this.
Because let's just say, for the sake of argument, Skip, I believe to get to the number that Zeke wants and for the cap space that Jerry needs,
Yep.
they're going to have to do something of a 4 or 5 year deal. So they're going to have to make it plus the 2 years. So you're looking at 6 to 7 years. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, Skip, we give Zeke, at the time of signing, we give him $40 million.
Okay.
$40 million over 7 years,
Okay.
that's a little less than $6 million. Okay. He's going to have a base salary this year. So instead of having this huge cap number, we can have it feasible because they just signed Lyle Collins to an extension.
Yeah.
So he's a top 5 pick.
It feels team friendly to me because it's 5 years.
Skip. It's very cheap. Well, actually, it's 6 years because it's 5 years plus the year he already had on the contract. Right. So you got 6 years, so you can prorate over the life of the contract. Skip, I think the thing is for Zeke, there's a magic number. Skip, when players, and I've gone through this, there was a magic number that I wanted to hit. I wanted to be the highest paid, but I wanted to be a certain number. 2.3 is good, but 2.5 sounds better. Yeah, $3 million is good, but 3.5 sounds better. How do we get there? I don't care what you make. You can make the back numbers like $8 million if you want to, because I'm probably not going to see that. But I just need to know when they read this contract, I'm making $3.5 million when no other tight end is over $3 million. That's what I need. So how do we, Skip, how do we get there? How does Jerry Jones get creative and says, okay, Zeke, like you said, there was a number that Jerry was willing to go to all along.
All along, from day one.
Sure.
But, Skip, if I could get you to take less.
Sure.
Why wouldn't
Why not?
Yeah.
I agree.
That'd be, like he said, that'd be more slices of the pie for someone else.
Correct.
But I don't want Zeke, Dak, and Amari to take up all the pie, take up 75% of the pie, because then I only got 25% to feed the rest of the guy.
Yeah.
Now, Jalen Smith got a little slice, and
he
Lyle got a little slice.
Yeah, they got little slivers.
So those are just little pieces?
These guys are getting daddy slices. You know, granddad and dad get big slices of the pie.
These are just
You're right about
baby
that.
slices.
So these guys are getting big slices. Skip, how do we get here now? See, you said in the art of a deal, you feel like if everybody feel like they won, everybody's happy. But I always feel like if everybody feel like they got had, then it was a great deal. Oh, they got me, man. They got me. So if everybody feel like they've been got, that's a good deal because nobody won.
Yeah, but you don't want that as the owner of a football team with the season on the precipice here. You don't want that kind of.
But you're gonna get it done, Skip. For the simple fact, Skip, Jerry knows how to move a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Skip, what killed the Baltimore Ravens is that Joe Flacco wanted an extra $2 million in year 2, and they wouldn't do it. So $2 million ended up costing them $60 million.
Okay.
You see, come on.
They made him the highest paid player in the whole league.
When you know good and well, Joe Flacco, Skip, he was willing to take like $16 million, but just instead of year 4, put the $2 million in year 2 and year 3.
Okay.
They said, no, we wouldn't do that. So he played it out, and boom, Skip. So what? He wants an extra, let's just say for the sake of argument, he wants an extra $1.5 million, $2-3 million in the first 3 years of the deal.
Okay.
Really, Jerry? You really, what is a Super Bowl worth? Because Seattle, Skip, you remember when they signed Percy Harvin? They gave him basically $12 million for about 4 games.
Yeah, they
But
did.
one of those games was the Super Bowl.
That's true.
Paul Allen, rest his soul, who's the owner, said that was what $12 million of the best dollars I've ever spent.
I agree.
Jerry, ask yourself. You said if you guarantee me a chance to win the Super Bowl, you have no idea the size of the check I'd be willing to write. Well, you should. I mean, you probably got that in your couch cushion. You got an extra
Especially
$3-4
if you're
million.
down to a couple of 100,000.
Yes.
Yeah, at that
Yes.
point. At that point.
Okay.
Yes.
So this morning I've read 6 or 7 new reports, and the gist of every one of them is they're making progress, but they still have some significant work to do.
They do.
Okay? And Ian Rappaport, NFL Network, says there have been plenty of frayed nerves along the way between the two sides. I'm sure today as we speak, they are really frayed, especially on Zeke's side, because it's usually harder on their side because Jerry kind of does this for a living on and off the field. This is what he's done in his other life. He negotiates deals.
Yeah, Skip, if I got the money, it's always harder for the guy to get the money from the guy that got the money.
Okay, that is correct. But is Jerry slightly impatient right now? Yeah, he's getting a little bit impatient. Is Steven, his son, getting even more impatient? Probably so.
Yeah.
Are all the other Joneses, Charlotte and then Jerry Jr., are they getting really impatient? Yes. Are they starting to put a little pressure on Granddaddy and Daddy to go ahead? Yes.
They're the ones?
So now when you have frayed nerves and you reach the flashpoint and everybody was pointing toward today, it can go real good or it can go really, really bad. And that's my dread today. That's why I got a little bit, my feet are getting slightly cold because of listen, Jerry's a war horse. You know how he is. And again, big heart, short fuse. Zeke, baller, brawler. You got to be careful, like you've reached the end of the line. And now it's Cabo or bust, right? Like now are you going to force him to get on that plane back to Cabo? Are you going to miss the Giants game and then maybe the Redskins and the Dolphins games? Maybe, but
these are questions, Skip. These are questions you don't want your team having to answer because you win, lose, or draw. The overriding theme is going to be Zeke.
Yep.
And you don't want guys that in the coaches that constantly have to answer that for a couple of $100,000 here
I
and there.
agree. What have I told you? What phrase have I used also in association with Jerry Jones? Foolish pride. You don't want to let foolish pride get in your way when you're this close to the finish line and you're this close to the starting line of Sunday.
Skip, Jerry says, I don't, want to reset the running back market. Down the road, Skip, I don't really care what Saquon gets, because I'm not going to have to pay it. I don't care what Alvin Kamara gets. I don't care what Christian McCaffrey or any other of these running backs, because I'm not going to have to pay their salaries. I'm worried about my guy. I'm worried about the guy that can run me to a Super Bowl. I don't really know how Saquon and Kamara and Christian McCaffrey helps Jerry Jones' situation. I'm not worried about them. I'm going to let their organization worry about that. Because, Skip, as players, and I don't know how well players, but I'm telling you what agents do, they're looking for you to get this so I can come along and get that. And that's how it works. Von Miller had an obligation, Skip, to get as close to $20 million as he possibly could. Because you know what? He had 2 hell raisers right behind him. He had Aaron Donald, he had Khalil Mack. Aaron Donald says, I want to be the first $20 million guy. Okay, the Rams made him that. Khalil Mack says, I want to get $21 million. And Chicago made him that.
They did.
That's the way it works, Skip Bayless. Zeke wants to get to a round figure, let's just say $15, $16 million. So when Saquon's up in 2 years, he going to want 17, 18. And Alvin Kamara's right down the Skip. Alvin Kamara, he was Alvin was a second, third round pick. He up. He going to want his money.
Definitely.
Third round.
So he's going to want, he's like, hold on. I've been an all-pro. I've been to Pro Bowl, yada, yada. Hey, I need to get that. Zeke and his representative don't want to build the wall and says, oh, that's as far as the running back position can go. No, you want to keep moving it so the next guy can push it forward a little bit. But if I'm Jerry Jones, Skip Bayless, I believe, and he said, this is the most talented team that we've had since those 90s Cowboys. We know what happened in the early 90s for those. Are you willing to wreck it? Let's just say for $500,000 a year over the first 3 or 4 years. Are you willing to wreck a Super Bowl chance for $500? Skip. The man just spent $250 million on a yacht.
But there are no salary caps on yachts.
I know, but I'm saying, let me ask you a question. Which would Jerry Jones rather have, 5 yachts or 5 more Super Bowls?
Well, you
Exactly.
He'd rather the Super
So that's, Skip, you know what? There's a guy that came into the NFL 5 years after Jerry had his team, and he's passed Jerry with Super Bowls. Don't think he ain't Mr. Kraft. Don't think he don't see that, Skip.
No, I agree. Just remember, Jerry also considers himself better than Mr. Kraft. Jerry considers himself the trendsetter and the pace setter for the other owners. So he doesn't want to have to let this deal leak and be ashamed of how much he gave to Zeke. So there's pride on the line. To me, that's foolish pride.
That's Skip. Why do you think Jerry, at the end, when Jerry tried to get commissioner removed, while those other owners bucked?
They bucked.
Jerry, you don't run this. Look, we let you think that you're in charge and we let you have your way a lot. But when the rubber needs to meet the road, we're going to back the commissioner.
True.
And that's what happened.
They did.
Because if Jerry would have had his way, if he could, he's like, Robert, you see what he did to you? He tried to topple you with some trumped up charges. And Mr. Kraft said, nah, you remember what you told me? Sometimes you got to take one for the team.
Yep.
I need you to take this one for the team. And then Arthur Blank, and then all the other owners and then Jerry had to stand down.
He did.
Skip, what is $1 million to Jerry Jones that's worth $6.8 million? What's $1 million? Pride.
Money he could pay Dak
That's
or
what I was
Amari.
going to say. Money for everyone else.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, it's not.
Are we 200,000 off or $1 million off?
I'm just saying.
Over
over the course of 2 years.
No,
What's that?
Nothing. Chicken feed.
Exactly.
Compared to what that trophy could look like in your office.
Have you dreamt about that trophy?
See what happened, Skip Bayless? If he'd instead of spending almost $20 million on a Hall of Fame party, if he'd just spent 10, he could have had that money for Zeke.
He could have. So Mike Florio of NBC says that Tuesday seems like a drop-dead deadline day for getting something done. I've said that from the start. And he concludes, so this deal is likely getting done, and today is the most likely day to do it.
Right.
I agree. And because this seems like a new runaway train, I'm queasy about it because it feels almost too good to be true, thanks to your new report.
Skip, look, the first day of practice is tomorrow. You want, when everybody goes out there, when the camera crews and they're watching everybody walk on the field, they want to see that 21.
You want to see some new pep in everybody's step?
You want to see 21 run on the field. You're not going to run on the field. I don't know, he might be dragging Skip because the money going to be dragging him down.
41 days, though, that they haven't been with him. It's a long time.
It's a long time.
You say the money's going to be holding him back?
Yeah, the money going to be holding back, Skip. You can't run that fast. You can't run that fast with money in your pockets.
So he used to run 4.4, now he's at 4.8.
Yeah, he's going to be 4.8 with all that money. He has to leave some of that in the locker room.
I don't think it's
now he's going to be running Shannon Sharpe speed.
No. I have breakaway speed. I have speed like Saquon.
I'm looking forward to this next one if Shannon has some more inside scoops, since that's how we're doing it around here. Aaron Rodgers' new coach is already making concessions.
What?
Will it translate to a win in Thursday's opener? And hey, don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports channel on SiriusXM. We'll be right back.
No mercy.
After a season where Aaron Rodgers was reportedly frustrated with former coach Mike McCarthy's offense, the All-Pro quarterback will have much more control this season. Rodgers didn't take any snaps in the preseason, and we're still waiting to see what the two-time MVP looks like under new head coach Matt LeFleur's offense. The rookie head coach assured everyone Rodgers won't feel restricted come game time, and that the QB will have the green light to make changes at the line of scrimmage. So, Shannon, what do you expect from Aaron Rodgers and the Packers offense Thursday night?
Skip, I expect the Bears to be one of the toughest tests. That defense is legit.
I'd say. You want to talk about a fire test.
Yeah.
They're legit. But I expect Rodgers to have a monster season. Now, I expect this offense to resemble more of the Rams, the LA Rams offense, as opposed to the Tennessee Titans. Because if you look at it, Skip, he's come from the Sean McVay tree. We see what the Rams are. They're very explosive. Quarterback Jared Goff, Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, Todd Gurley at the running back, solid offensive line.
Yep.
The Packers have a very good Bakhtiari, Balaga, very good offensive line. The question, staying healthy for them. But Aaron Rodgers, who would you take, Aaron Rodgers or Jared Goff? Would you take Devontae Adams or you take Brandon Cooks? Well, I think that's a no-brainer. The question is, can they get decent running game? Now, I know what the running back did, Skip, last year in a minimum amount of carries, but they're going to put more on his plate. Can he eat that much? That's the question. Like a kid, they give you a little, you want your kid to eat vegetables, you just give them a little bit, and then you keep piling on until now it's the size of what they really like on the plate. The question is, can this gentleman handle that kind of workload, Skip? We didn't see Aaron Rodgers in the entire preseason. This is a new offense. I would have liked to see him take a couple of snaps, Skip.
Yeah.
I would too.
But now everybody's like, oh, I cannot believe, he might get hurt. There's no benefit. I think that's why some of the guys do get hurt, Skip, because they go from 0 to 100. You don't do anything in practice. You don't tackle. You don't do really anything, and then you get into the game, and the least little hit, the guy's down for an extended period of time.
Yep.
It could be worse.
We knew. Look, okay. Early on, it's like Aaron Rodgers said, I should have the ability to audible plays, yada yada yada, given my track record. And LeFleur said, well, we've really never had a quarterback that advanced, and so we kind of like to go with the play that's called. Really? Who you think is going to win that power struggle, Skip? The Green Bay Packers, the moment Aaron Rodgers signed his extension, Skip, gave him $79 million.
Correct.
Where is he going? Skip, I only really know if Coach Belichick could win a power struggle with that. Because if you cut him, he's ruined your cap for at least 2 years. You trade him, because if you think about what Odell Beckham was $21 million against the cap. Imagine what $79 million would do to your cap if you released or traded him. So he was always going to win that struggle. Aaron Rodgers like, okay, I got it, so now. But the ball's in his court. Now, everybody knows he can like all he wants to. You and Mike McCarthy accomplished a lot of great things, but you had grown tired of his voice.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, maybe it was his play calling, maybe it was creativity, whatever the case may be, you wanted to go in a different direction. Now, what's unique in this situation, given who Aaron Rodgers is, they didn't ask his input on the next coach, which is strange, which is odd to me.
Remember, the Bleacher Report story quoted a Packer executive as telling Aaron on the phone, don't be the problem.
Right.
Okay.
So this is Aaron's way of like, hey, I know I didn't have no input in whether or not you came here.
Yep.
Don't forget who's in charge now.
Okay. So you still see monster season?
Oh, he'll put up. He's Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. Well, he hadn't been for 3 years.
Yeah, he has been. Oh, hold on.
Moments.
How many interceptions? 2. How many tubs? 25. Can I interest you in that, Skip Bayless?
Can I interest you in QBR falling each of the last 3 years?
He was hurt.
Completion percentage falling each of the last 3 years. Winning percentage as a starter over the last 3 years ranks 20th in the NFL.
I bet it won't be 20th this year.
Okay.
We'll see.
I know one.
You better be right.
You know what? They might be 1 in 15, but I know the game they gonna win. I do. We know that one, don't we, Skip? We know that one.
It's at Dallas.
I don't. Skip, aren't you tired of them
I've already
putting?
circled that as
Have
a
you?
big W.
Take that W and
Big
move
W.
on.
Aren't you tired of them putting foots in you at your own home? They did it in the playoff game, and then they came right back the next year and did it again. Just keep putting foots in Dak.
What did my rookie Dak Prescott do to Aaron Rodgers on the frozen tundra during his rookie year?
Did we repay
Put
that?
foots in you.
He did. And we repaid you. And you talk, oh, that was Mason Crossbar. Hand of God.
Dak Prescott's combined QBR over those 3 games is an 80. Aaron Rodgers' combined QBR in the last 3 games against Dallas and Dak Prescott is a 62. 80 to 62.
I don't have QBR
Thank
in my
you.
restaurant. I only have Dubs and L's.
Really?
I don't serve QBR. I took it off the menu because it wasn't a good seller for me.
Well, then Aaron Rodgers has not eaten at your restaurant in a long time because all he does is take L's, right and left.
I bet he won't take a bunch of them this year.
So before I say what I'm going to say about this topic, I'm going to read a text that I got yesterday from our friend Lil Wayne, because he's a big Packer fan, but he has been bombarding me with texts all in this same vein. And I decided, you know what? Wayne is a deep thinker. He has sports brilliance about him. And he has often been right on these kinds of matters before. When he predicts, better be careful, this is coming. And I know he doesn't have great objectivity when it comes to the team he loves, the Packers. But he texted yesterday after we did our Aaron Rodgers topic, and he was again angry about it. So this is a mad text, but it's a smart text. He said they have something up their sleeves. He's talking about Aaron and his new young head coach. I have a feeling he and Matt are closer than we think. I think that they have a plan this whole thing about them not seeing eye to eye is a plan. there's something we can't see that will be revealed Thursday about this offense. And he says that Aaron and young Matt are going to be sneaky good together. So he's seeing that all the buzz about infighting, all this subtext of these guys don't like each other.
Skip, we didn't make it up. Skip, we didn't make it up by the audible.
Okay. The audibles, well, remember, Matt LeFleur just went from his opening statements of we don't have audibles in this offense to yesterday he was saying if he wants to audible, he can audible anytime he wants to. Sounds like he crumbled to me.
Oh, I like, Skip, I like the preseason scrimmages between teams. Oh, I hate them. It's a dumb idea. We didn't make that up. If the coach, Skip, just imagine, the head coach says, you know what, I really like that. I like scrimmage against this team, and I think that's something moving forward. And the star quarterback, the best player on your team, the face of your team says, that's a dumb idea. I hate it. What do you think people's going to deduce from that?
Well, I don't know, but there were early stories about they're clashing behind the scenes.
Okay, what if Coach Belichick says, you know what, I like scrimmage against other teams. It gives us an opportunity because we don't play our starters a lot in the preseason. And Tom Brady came out and said, that's the dumbest idea I ever heard of. I don't know why we're doing it. What do you think people are going to think, Skip?
Okay. So you still think there is sort of backbiting between these two?
I don't know if it's backbiting. Winning can cure that. But Aaron Rodgers thinks that, Skip, any other quarterback of his ilk would have had a say in who they're hiring.
Okay.
He didn't get that courtesy.
So to finish off my friend Lil Wayne here, he's saying, I'm not predicting greatness this year, but I just have a gut feeling it's going to be way better than people think it is. Well, that's pretty much in your ballpark, right?
Yes.
Okay. My gut feeling is same old, same old. The more things change, the more they stay the same. And it's because of what you said. Aaron Rodgers is still completely in charge, not of just this team, but of this franchise because of the money he makes. And because of his legacy there. He's been there so long, and he does have one Super Bowl appearance and one win. We're going on 10 years ago, but he does have that on his resume. And because of that cachet, I think he's still completely in charge of the new head coach, who's not much older than Aaron is, right?
Correct.
So to me, we might see some more bells and whistles. We might see a little more gadgetry, a little more motion, a little more this and that, little frills that we haven't seen before. Because Mike McCarthy got meat and potatoes. After a while, Aaron was so good at what Aaron did, they just basically, it was like the 90s Cowboys. They just kind of lined up and said, oh, here we come, stop this. Right? And if you want to do this and that, we don't care what you do. We'll just do what we do. Because the 90s Cowboys just said, we're just going to hand it to Emmett, and we don't care. You stop it. Okay?
But, Skip, if the reports are true that Aaron was audibling, 30, 40% of the plays, well, hell, he should take more responsibility. We're running the plays that you call.
Okay.
That's true. I thought about that.
All right. So you seem to be off his bandwagon on how he's handling himself.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. He's still a great player, but I just think he just...
And yesterday you were angry that he said, well, I'd like to play until I'm 45 and then walk into the sunset with another Super Bowl, right?
Hell, there are a lot of fans think the sunset already set. Looking at the past 2 years and the stats that you just read over the last 3 years. But guess what? There's a new day of dawning. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Skip, that's Aaron Rodgers. Why you keep on thinking like that, talking like that's Dak Prescott?
I will believe it when I see it because he's played worse than Dak Prescott over the last 3 years.
Stop.
Well, he has.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he has. Dak Prescott's played way better, though he doesn't get the credit, than Aaron Rodgers, who continues to get the credit for playing worse than Dak. That's the bottom line to this discussion.
Let me ask you a question. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Aaron Rodgers, how many games? How do you stop?
I wouldn't love their chances. He has turned into one of the worst leaders in all of sports. He can fracture a locker room. He's going to alienate Amari the first day.
No, he's going to feed him.
Come on.
Yeah, did you see what he do to Devontae? Feed him. Devontae had what? 14 touchdowns? Over 100 catches? Come on, man. Skip, that's Aaron Rodgers. He's the greatest thrower of football we've ever seen.
And that gets you where? It doesn't get you to the Super Bowl.
Well, he got there.
Not for the last 9 years.
It hadn't been in a while, Skip.
But a long time.
But he's, like he said, he's going to play till he's 45.
He's got plenty of time to get it done.
He got another 8 years. He got another 8 years to get there.
You know, I will give you this. Thursday night for me is mysteriously fascinating because I don't know exactly what we're going to see from this new duo. And I also don't know exactly what we're going to see on the other side of the ball because, remember, Chuck Pagano just took over for your new Denver head coach, Vic Fangio, who's one of the best defensive minds in pro football.
Chuck's in those slides now. He was in Baltimore for a lot of years, Skip. He knows defense.
He's the new defensive coordinator, and some people think Chicago has the best defense.
Well,
it's up there.
I tell you what you better not see. You better not see 52 close to him. The guy in the Bears uniform, he doesn't need to be anywhere around Aaron Rodgers because if he is, bad things normally happen.
Khalil, what do you like most about playing the Packers? Sacking Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Right?
It didn't take him long to find that response.
That's a grown-ass man there. He played with Bakhtiari, Balaga. You got your work cut out
So
for you.
bottom line, the Bears are a 3-point favorite, which they probably get their 3 for home field. So it's kind of a 50-50 game. And I can't wait.
We gonna pick this game?
I kind of like the Bears.
We gonna pick this game on Thursday? Yes or no?
I kind of like the Bears in this game.
Oh, you like the Bears? No, you don't. You don't.
I don't
it's not
love
that
the
you like the
quarterback.
Bears. It's not that you like the Bears. It's like you dislike Aaron Rodgers. But that's okay. I'm gonna let your pride go ahead and take you into a pick.
Remember what he did to him early last year? Remember that game?
Yeah, you saw that on a bum leg.
That injury.
And he didn't
don't
recover
wanna
all
do
year.
that.
That may not have been that bum.
You know what, Skip? You ought to be
Did he miss
ashamed
any
of
games? Did he miss any games? Nope.
So the man wore a knee brace for like 10, 11 games. Is that what he normally does?
Preventive medicine.
I'm going to knock on wood for him so he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I don't
knock
want
on wood.
any injuries for Aaron Rodgers.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see what
knock
he
on
can
wood
do.
for Zeke's
I don't want
science.
any excuses for him this season.
You get like John Gruden. You knocking on wood too much. Knock on wood.
If you're with me, man, knock on wood. I am.
According to our friends at Fox Bet, the Cowboys' win total for the season sits at 8.5 games. Ezekiel Elliott is still holding out, but reports are that he is nearing a deal with the team. And Shannon got news earlier this morning that Zeke is flying to Dallas today in an act of good faith. So Shannon, you got this news. If Zeke signs today, how does that affect how many games you think the Cowboys will win?
How many games Fox Bet got him at?
8.5.
I got him at 8.
8.
Yeah.
8 and 8.
Going
Yeah.
down.
8 and 8.
Skip back to
That's
see.
Jason Garrett's middle name. Jason 8 and 8 Garrett,
He
right?
did. He went 8 and 8, got a contract extension about 3 years in a row.
And he did?
And
Okay,
he
sorry.
Clap.
Too much.
Yeah.
Skip, in all seriousness, I believe they can win 8 games, maybe 9. Without Zeke, they win 6 games. Zeke's worth 2 to 3 ball games.
Okay.
It's simple as that. I'm going the other way, and you seem to be trending like you're really scared about this deal happening, getting done today.
I am.
But
I'm queasy. I'm not scared. I'm just a little
queasy,
queasy.
okay.
Stick to your stomach?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh.
The thing is, Skip, they got a very favorable scheduling for the first 3 weeks of the season. They should be sitting pretty. They should be ready to go to New Orleans, Skip, with a 3-0 record. That gives you great momentum. I don't know what it was, Skip. I just always felt that if things was going to be really, really bad if we didn't win our first game. Because you got to win a game, Skip, just to get to 500. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when you start behind the ball, it's like I remember one year we started 0-4, Skip, and we win 2 games, and we look up and like, damn, we 6 games, we 2-4, we still got to win 2 more games just to get 500, and half the season's over with.
Okay.
The schedule maker did the Cowboys a real big favor, and you, because they know that New Orleans and Green Bay and Philly and New England should have been higher up on that schedule. But that withstanding, that's okay. You get the opportunity to look gloat. You come here and pound the table.
Why didn't you pull your strings that you have in the league office? You should have.
If I had some strings, I definitely would have pulled them this year to see you suffer. But 8 games, that's about right. That's about right, because you and I got to bet they're not making the playoffs. So 8 and 8, 9 and 7 probably not going to get on in the playoffs. So Fox bet probably right on the net.
8 and 8, says Shannon Sharpe. Do we get that on tape? I think we did. I hope so.
Yeah, I think that's been documented.
So,
Skip?
first time we ever looked at the Cowboy schedule, this is like 4 months ago.
What?
I've got it right here. I wrote it down, and I'm sticking with it, especially if Zeke gets done today, because that's what we're doing is the hypothetical on this question, right?
Fair.
You better not have no 12-4.
What do I have there, Jenny, at the top? Do you see?
Ooh, 12 and 4.
Why you got 12-4? You know good well the Cowboys
How
not
about
winning
that?
12 games this year.
I have them losing at the Saints, at the Patriots, at the Bears. Bears are tough. This is December 5th, so it'll be a cold game. And that's a night game.
Ooh, get real cold at night in
Monday
Chicago.
night game, yep.
Don't they call it the Windy City?
And then, because I am so objective, I'm going to give you a dub and me and L at Eagles, which is the second to last game on December 22nd. And that's it. 12-4.
You get 2
dubs. No, they get.
Walk into them, we'll give you 2 dubs, two L's this year.
October 20th is a big W, and I
big W,
I seriously considered 2 W's against Philly because we did beat you twice last year. My quarterback outplayed yours twice.
He was hurt.
He's always hurt, and that could be your problem.
He won't
right?
be hurt this year. He healthy.
Okay.
Strong. He didn't play in the preseason.
12-4, and I thought about going 13-3 because they could win that night game at the Bears. They're that good. So Todd Archer, who's been covering the Cowboys for a long, long time, gave his breakdown as they were ranked in this new ESPN poll or power ranking, I should say. And his conclusion is the roster is as talented as it has been since 2007. That was the Romo T.O. Cowboys that went 13-3 under Wade Phillips.
And that's the one they lost to the Giants, right?
Eli, as Eli went on his miraculous run that ended with his closing his eyes and making the luckiest pass.
There you go. There you go.
He closed his eyes and flung it down the
didn't.
field. So that was 2007. And Todd Archer goes on to say, and the Cowboys have a defense that could be dominant, says Todd Archer. Yesterday, we had Mike Clay, the expert who now ranks every category of every football team, had Dallas's defense ranked 22nd. So Todd Archer says they could be dominant, yet Mike Clay says they're the 22nd worst defense. Somebody is really, really wrong.
But I did say I believe he undervalued the Cowboys' defense. But in order for your prediction to be true, they're going to have to even take another step from where they were last year. Now, that's going to be hard considering that most of your pass rushers are going to be home the first
only 2. Robert Quinn's 2 games.
What about Quinn?
Robert
not Quinn, but Gregory.
I don't know. We don't know.
And then you got a couple of guys on the inside.
No, they're okay. Everybody's okay. Everybody's back.
No, y'all got more than one guy suspended, Skip.
Okay.
You know how your Cowboys do it.
Okay.
Y'all keep them suspended on the defense
somebody
side.
suspended. I agree. Just as long as 21 isn't suspended, I'll be okay.
As long as 21 ain't suspended. What about why you need, I want to know why you need Zeke if you got Dak.
He's the best running back in football. Why wouldn't you want that and that?
But you got the best
quarterback
quarterback in football.
Underrated quarterback, and you got the best running back, who's becoming underrated because now you say Saquon is, and now you say it's Le'Veon, it's this.
No, Skip. That was 2 years ago. You don't get to Skip. This is
I haven't wavered. I said he's the best running back in football 3 years ago, and he still is.
In pro sports, Skip, we update resumes right here. You don't get to talk about what you did in 2017, and it still holds true in 2019.
Okay, well, my quarterback over the last 8 games, just of the last year, let's go 10 games, including the 2 playoff games, had top 5 stats. Top 5. Across the board. You can do every stat you want. He was top 5 across the board and had the #1 QBR in the playoffs. That's all I need to know. That is momentum. And speaking of bombshell momentum, if in fact your report proves to be true in that it's the momentum into a deal getting made, that Zeke has come back to Dallas, then we could have 2 momentum bombshells drop before the opener. We could have Zeke tonight/tomorrow. We could have Dak on Friday, because I believe they're just waiting to see exactly how much they give Zeke to see that they've already got a number in mind for Dak, but they want to just make sure they don't have to break the bank for Zeke.
They got to put it great. Because Skip, you do know how contracts work. I don't know for people at home.
Which part?
You do know when you say you're going to give a player $100 million, you got to put $100 million in escrow. So Dak's going to want 100 and what? 105. Let's just say for 105. That's 105 in escrow.
Are you saying Jerry doesn't have it?
I'm just asking. I'm just saying.
Doesn't have it?
I think he has
Shannon
it.
Sharpe just suggested Jerry's cash poor.
No.
Right?
If he got it, what's the hold up on Zeke? I mean, you want to do all these deals. Skip, you do know at the time of signing,
Shannon.
Dak Prescott's going to have to
Loves
get
the deal,
65, 70 million.
There's this thing called salary cap, and it's finite.
It
means it has an end to it. You can only go this far. Even Jerry Jones can't circumvent the salary cap.
They do that all the time. But
they do not do it all the time, or you lose draft picks.
Yeah, Jerry don't care about it. Skip.
Jerry don't care about it?
You just told me at the top of the hour that Jerry and Stephen Jones, nobody can manipulate. He used his hand too, like manipulate the cap like Steven and Jerry Jones. Manipulate the cap and give Zeke his money.
Well, you can manipulate, but you can't fake it. You can't create new money.
All you do, Skip Bayless. Okay, Tyron Smith, this is what we're going to do. We're gonna put another year on your contract, and your base salary, we're going to give it to you in a signing bonus.
Okay.
And now
Could be happening as we speak.
Exactly.
They might be going to Zach Martin as we speak. Zach, you got to help us here.
Yeah. Oh.
You got to push back some of your money for us, and then we'll give you Zeke.
No. No, what you do, Skip, is that you give him a signing bonus, say like $15 million, and let him add a year. And then you prorate that over the life of the contract. Skip, that's how Jerry be doing, moving money around.
So here's the point that you have missed from the start. The Dallas Cowboys schedule this year ranks 27th easiest schedule.
Yeah, I told you that.
Wow. 27th easiest. Wow.
Yeah.
Yet, by the FPI, the Football Power Index, 7 NFC teams have better Super Bowl odds than Dallas.
Yes. So what did that tell you?
So I don't know.
And based on your question,
2 plus 2 don't equal 4 because the Cowboys are going to win 12 of these games just because they should win 12 of these games.
Hey, Skip, you know what they're saying? And the other people that got Dallas on their schedule, they like their schedule rate the 28th and the 29th and the 30th easiest because the Cowboys are on their schedule. So people are looking at the Cowboys like, that's
be okay there?
That's an easy dub. Easy dub. Because you know why they Skip? You know why you say that? The teams got better odds than you? For one reason. Guess what that reason is? I give you a hint. I give you a number, 4. A hint, DP.
12-4. That's what we're going to be. We'll have 4 losses.
I mean, how is that possible?
Here's the point. Who's the worst team in the league by most calculations now? It's the Dolphins, right? It seems like they're just reloading, rebuilding.
I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, whatever they're doing, but it seems like they're the 32nd worst team.
Yes.
So
Watch that trap on y'all.
We get to play Dallas at home in the third game.
You're going to play Miami at home.
I'm sorry, Miami at home in the third game. And then we get to play at Miami in the 19th game. Think about that. In the 19th game, we get to play at Miami. Yes, we did.
Seriously?
Yes.
The 19th game.
And we'll be there for that game.
No, we will.
Because the 19th game is the big game.
How can you say that, though, and not knock on wood? That's bold.
I don't need to knock
We
on
guarantee to be there. I know one team that'll be there. I don't know about your other team.
The Fox team will be there to watch the Cowboy team.
Well, can you go ahead and book
against the Patriot team?
Can
yeah, I've already booked it on this show.
No, I need you to book Dak because he won't be busy that week. So he should be able to come in and sit down and talk to us.
Really?
Yeah, get in.
Especially
the Super Bowl teams don't do interviews.
He won't be there.
He'll
be on a media tour. He'll be promoting one of those 15 commercials that he got, Chunky Soup or Dan and Yogurt. He'll be doing one of them, Skip, so he'll have time.
Shannon, I got this. And thanks to your report, we just might have some new momentum. New pep in step tomorrow. And then maybe Friday, the Dak deal drops.
I don't care if Zeke walk to the Cowboy facility. Y'all are not playing in the Super Bowl, so you can take all that momentum. By the way, who is momentum? What has he ever done?
Who is momentum?
He's the strongest intangible ever invented is momentum.
If this gets done, though, the momentum that they will have tomorrow at practice, I give you that. That they will be ready.
So what
to
they gonna win?
If this
what they
gets
win
done.
tomorrow at practice?
It's just gonna be a new vibe.
Yeah.
So wait.
Yeah, Zeke, baby.
41
Dominant
days away.
defense and you got all that firepower on offense.
You know what, Skip, baby? I see. You know what? I see. You one of these people that always sees the worst in others, but judge ourselves by our best attributes.
You know what Mike Clay said about breakout fantasy star Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup.
But he turned around.
You've been laughing at Michael Gallup.
You turned around. Now, you just said, Mike Clay said they're 22nd, but Todd Archer said they could be dominant. He took what Todd Archer said because that was in his best interest.
I was trying to give you an example of what you were saying. I was trying to help you.
I want no help. If it's coming from you about the Cowboys, I want zero help.
All right, we're moving on to LeBron. Will he live up to his own social media hype?
What's wrong with him?
That is next. No mercy. LeBron James is gearing up for the upcoming season, and in case you haven't been on social media lately, last week he posted a workout video with the hashtag #WashedKing in response to critics. Over the weekend, LeBron posted a picture with new teammate Anthony Davis saying that he and AD will push and challenge each other more than anyone else could. So, Shannon, do you like LeBron's latest Instagram post?
Love it. Hey, Bron, let your boy go on and get a pair of them old 17s. I see you got them things on looking fresh.
Are you begging on
Yeah.
national
Ain't nobody
TV?
begging
You're
for nothing.
begging for
Nobody
shoes.
begging for nothing.
We have come to this.
He
You're
had
begging
to start
for
that
shoes.
way.
I mean, I like this. I like the Bron 17. Stop hating.
You can afford just to purchase
Like, you
them.
just-
Yeah.
yeah,
Just
buy 'em.
buy them.
Contrary to what you think, there are other sneakers other than Air Jordans, okay? You like to think that there's only one sneaker in the entire world, and it is an Air Jordan. That is not true.
It is true.
It is not true. But anyway, yes, I love it. Skip, but there's an interesting dilemma going on, not dilemma, dynamic going on here. LeBron came to L.A., and everybody said, well, he's coming to L.A. because he wants to be Michael B. Jordan instead
Not
of...
everybody said that. One guy
Yeah,
said that.
yeah.
Yeah.
The guy wants to be Hollywood. He wants to be Leonardo DiCaprio. He wants to direct, do all this and all that.
Yeah. He did go to Auburn to meet with him and Pacino, but go ahead.
Wait. You have dinner with people. Nobody said, well, Skip Bayless was at such and such.
I've eaten at Auburn, but I don't go in the back room. You know.
I've never been invited to the back room.
I mean, you up at Harvard, yeah, they say you was at Craig's, too. You did tell anybody about that?
Did I tell
Yeah,
anybody?
you tell anybody about that? Did anybody report that?
You
Well,
go there,
TMZ
too?
reported it.
Yeah, he was at Craig's.
Really? That's pretty hip.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, Skip,
about
I'm
to
a
be.
regular at Craig's.
Skip, he came here for whatever reason. Let's just say he came. I believe he came because he's been successful everywhere he's been. Cleveland, Miami, back to Cleveland. Now, he doesn't want this to be on his resume, that he went to the Lakers and he didn't have success there. Anthony Davis wanted to leave New Orleans. He wanted to come to L.A. Anthony Davis has not had a whole lot of success in his career. That's on his resume.
Yep.
Now, the thing is that once it's on your resume, you can't get it off, Skip, but you can push it down. So by the time they get there, nobody will really care about it. So that's what they're going to do here. Now, I believe Anthony Davis is the most talented player that LeBron James has ever played with. D-Wade may be more accomplished, but as far as just pure talent, Skip, can't touch it.
In the heart of his prime, because Dwayne wasn't quite there when
He
LeBron
definitely wasn't the defensive player.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis has led the league in blocks 3 times. 33 minutes last year, and he gave you 26, 12, and 2. So that's what he's capable of. He once had a 59-20 ball game. He's a 40-20 guy, and then he gets 30-20. 30-15 is, whoo, man, you see Anthony Davis? Huh? He had 30 and 18? That's what he's capable of. And this is why I said this, and I'm going to say it again. Everybody keeps talking about the Clippers, mainly you. But
They're really good.
But did you see that IG post?
Unfortunately, I did.
Yeah. Look at it. Could. Skip, they're going to push each other because now James has someone. For the first time, LeBron James has someone that's seriously on his team that's pushing him for the best player. He's never experienced that before in his life, Skip. Never, ever has anybody been this close to LeBron James on his own team as being a better player. Anthony Davis wants that. They want that. And when two people want so, Skip, it's too good for the both of them. That's what Jerry Jones told us. Jerry Jones says if it's good for this and it's good for that, it's good for the both of them.
I know, but there's no contention between
Yeah,
them. They're not negotiating with each other. They're on the same side.
We're negotiating to get the Larry O'Brien Award. That's what we're going to get, that trophy. So Adam Silver, come June, the second week in June, old Jeannie Buss going to be standing on stage and going to whisper to LeBron, I'm glad I listened to you. That's what she going to say, we got this trophy.
So, are you suggesting that Anthony Davis will be able to carry LeBron to the Larry O'Brien Trophy? Is that what we're
Skip, why
heading?
you do that? That's not what I
Well,
said.
I saw a quote from Scottie Pippen just a couple of weeks back, and he
Why
said
you listen to
LeBron is
Robin?
not capable in year 17 of carrying a team to a championship, so he needs somebody to carry him.
Skip, how often do you hear Mike Pence speak? The vice president don't speak when the president is capable of speaking. Michael Jordan, if Michael Jordan says that, I might put some credibility, but I'm not listening to Robin. I don't listen to second-tier superheroes. If he's not Iron Man, Batman, Superman, Aquaman, I ain't listening.
Who has the best view of a superhero? The second-tier superhero.
That's all he sees.
Robin knows Batman better than anybody because Robin sees him up close and personal and watches just how he operates. and he gets it better than anybody gets it.
You know what?
Yep.
Skip, there's a great saying. They say that those that do, those that can't teach. So it's easy for Scottie Pippen to say that because he's saying what he couldn't do.
Oh, so you're finally agreeing. I've said from day one of this show, Scottie Pippen is not a top 50 player. And you're like, oh, stop it. Well, now you just started it.
No.
I think you just said he's a teacher. He's not a top 50 player.
Skip.
He can't do it, so he's trying to teach.
Skip, there are like 1,800 people in the Billionaires Club. That doesn't mean they're not wealthy. That just means they're not wealthy like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. Skip, see, why you always say what you do? I tell you one thing, and then you go all the way to the front. Why you do that?
I'm just leaping to the conclusions
I don't want
that
you to leap.
open me up to leap.
I don't want you to leap. I want you to walk.
Okay.
Stop leaping.
I'm
That's how
going to
you
walk
sprain
right
your
into
ankle.
this because now it's my turn.
Okay.
Yes.
I know LeBron James is the biggest social media star in American sports. I get that.
Yes.
So he feels like on a daily basis he must live up to being that.
Okay.
So he has to post and post and post some more. If only he could post up smaller guards, but we don't see a lot of that. But anyway.
Ooh.
You a
No,
hater.
sorry, that was a good line.
No,
That
he
was
does
pretty
post
good.
up.
That just
Sad.
fell out of my...
Yeah, no, it didn't.
That was creative.
I like it. So we've seen days in a row now that he keeps posting with this same theme of comeback season for the ages. And he's admitting he needs a comeback season. So he's admitting last year was disastrous to me. And day after day, he's saying, watch this, watch this, watch this. And I keep saying, LeBron, you're better than this. You don't need to keep telling us. Just show us next year. It's coming.
No.
It'll be here before you know it. And you're going to get 82 chances if you so desire.
No, we
so
don't want that many.
choose. Well, okay,
Probably do
whatever.
60. Probably
Okay.
do 68,
Well,
70.
just 2 years ago, he played all 82
But that was
for the
2 years
first
ago.
time in his career. So he might play all 82. Maybe he plays I don't know, 78, whatever.
That's not
You'll have
happening.
78 chances
68.
to show us. Don't tell us, show us. And you know what dawned on me last night after I saw this one?
What?
You know, clutch run. He's out there scrimmaging with clutch clients.
Yeah, we got a bunch of them, though.
Oh, you got
We got a bunch of them.
And I'm impressed because, man, it's just, you know, you can dunk over those clutch clients. You know, they're your employees, basically.
That,
you
I know that, blood. Stop doing that, Skip Bayless. We don't. Is Nurkic with clutch?
Was he
We
out
body
there?
bagged him.
Was he out there?
Did you see how many guys we done body bagged?
Well, what are you talking about?
Posters.
That was 2 years ago.
Posters.
Okay. He's fine. He's living.
No, he ain't been the same since.
Okay. Here's my takeaway from last night. LeBron James is now not just trying to convince everybody else. He's trying to convince himself that he's not the washed up king. He called it the washed king. We decided it was washed up, that he left out the up, right?
You believe that?
Okay. He's trying to convince himself because who else is he trying to convince? You know, does he really need
Because you already know, huh?
He doesn't need
you
to
already
convince
know,
you.
huh? You see the headband he got on, Skip?
Yeah.
Look at the headband he got on. You know what that means?
You see in his post where he kept using the word flight. He is so obsessed with Michael Jordan that he's now trying to co-opt the number one word associated with Michael Jordan is flight, right?
Oh.
Flights is flight shoes. Everything is flight, flight, flight. And now he's writing enjoy the flight.
Skip, he said he's been taking.
Enjoy the
He said
flight.
he's a pilot and he's been cleared for takeoff.
Enjoy the flight.
I hope you enjoyed
He's
this ride.
obsessed, and he's got no chance of ever passing Jordan, obviously, in winning championships because he's 3-6 to Jordan's 6-0 with 6 MVPs. That game is over, so now he's just trying to convince everyone, and there are billions of blind witnesses out there who are just, they're actually buying all this. Like, yeah, he's better than Jordan. Stop it. Thanks to you, some of them actually think there's some credibility to this argument.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your pilot, LeBron James speaking. Thank you for choosing the
Flight.
safe airways of
Yeah.
LeBron James Incorporated. We'll be flying at a comfortable altitude of about 35,000 feet, cruising.
Jordan always flew at 50,000.
No, he didn't. No, he did not, Skip Bayless.
50,000.
Did you, hold on, did you see it?
50,000
Did you see him in
feet.
Washington? Couldn't get off the ground. Couldn't get off the ground. Coming to work in those big old jeans.
That was after he was retired.
I don't know
for
about
3
them
years.
retired.
Yeah.
Big Skip, still wearing them big jeans, coming to work.
Well,
Could put a
how
six-pack in his back
LeBron
pocket,
is-
Jenny. That's how big the jeans pocket work.
LeBron is
Yep.
so obsessed with trying to show us he can still jump. He
Still.
got in his son's layup line. They're 14 years old, and he dunked.
Well, I'm not rehashing that.
He's
Put on
dunking
a
in his
show.
son's layup line. It's pathetic.
Okay, we already
You know
know-
what? This is getting creepy because this is LeBron just losing it, man. Like every day I'm saying,
you mean he-
LeBron, what are you doing?
Skip, did you see him take it off the bounce last year? I think somebody, who was that? Maybe it was Kuzma that threw him a bounce pass. He caught it and reverse dunked it.
Yeah.
That thing would have looked good. Can you imagine if he had to done the dunk contest? See, that's what you and a lot of people still hold it against him.
Didn't have the
Michael
guts.
Jordan, he didn't
have
don't
the
do that.
guts.
Don't do that.
Didn't have the
Don't do that.
guts to do the dunk contest.
All the great players, Michael Jordan did it, Kobe did it, Dr. J. That's why I keep telling you, Skip. We do our own thing. We march to our own beat. We hear something that you can't hear. We see something you can't see, and we hit the target.
I can't see it for sure. All I could see was he was 28 and 27 as a starter last year
There
for
you
the
go.
Lakers. And all I saw, and I'm not going to rub it in by playing again, I saw a blooper tape of lowlights, like embarrassing lowlights from LeBron James, including getting blocked by Mario Hezonja on a last-second shot at Madison Square
You
Garden.
see how that passion, Jenny, you see that passion he talking with? That passion you talking with right now. Now, I want you to have that energy in about 49 days. I think the NBA season. I think the NBA season starts in about 49 days. Now, I want that kind of
what?
energy. I want that kind of passion
Countdown
that you're
is
bringing
on.
right now.
You know, because LeBron is obviously now chasing Michael B. Jordan more than Michael Jordan. Last night, I'm reading this, and I flashed once again on my all-time favorite quintessential Hollywood movie. I know you don't go back quite this far, but it was called Sunset Boulevard. And at the end of it, Gloria Swanson, the fading star who's delusional and has no idea that she's completely washed up, she walks down her spiral staircase at the end of the movie, and she looks up and says, "I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille," meaning Cecil B. DeMille, the greatest, one of the greatest directors ever. And there's no camera because there's no close-up because nobody's there. She's just so delusional. She thinks that she's about to do another big scene for Cecil B. and he's not there.
So in other words,
And
you
that's
say,
where
hold on.
we are with this.
So in other words, you saying LeBron is faded.
Yeah.
You say he's washed up. Is that
Quite
what you're telling me,
sad.
Skip?
Well, that's what he called
Sad
himself
scene.
the other day. # Wash King.
You see that headband? Look at that headband. Put that thing. Look at that headband. You got that thing. Ooh, it's tied up, Skip.
Is
Somebody.
that so we can't see what's happening under the headband?
You know what's happening. Got a head full
I
of
actually
curly
like
locks.
that headband. He should go with that.
Got a head full of curly locks.
Does he?
Yep.
Need to
All
watch
his?
that movie for reasons.
Yeah, that's all he is. You know what, Skip, baby? You a hater, Skip.
Nothing is safe when it comes to LeBron.
What you mean
You're
it all?
right.
You know
I'm,
what he
I'm
is.
starting to feel sorry for him. He's got to snap out
But
of it.
what? What are you feeling sorry for,
Lord
man?
have mercy.
He likes social media.
I mean, he's on social media. He's still the best player. Dane Lillard say he's the best player.
49
Most players. What the rookies say?
days.
Who the rookies? The rookies say their favorite player is who, Skip?
Favorite, but not best.
They already know. They already know they want to play with him.
Lakers Clippers, 49 days. I am going to be counting that one down.
I'm going to be there.
You're going to be there. I'm going to try to find a way to be there. I don't
I'll
think
just
this
be
guy's
watching
going to
it.
be there.
I'll just sit back and say.
Well, you watch it be there. Watch it be there, because I'm going to watch LeBron and AD put foots in Paul George and Kawhi.
You know what? They probably will. He's
Yeah,
got
no,
about
different.
5 games in him.
No,
He's
no,
got
I
about
don't-
5 good ones.
Ooh, look at that. Ooh, AD got on that rainbow.
Yeah.
That's the LeBron James. That's that Royal Oak right there, that AP. I got that watch.
You know,
LeBron
we
got
should start talking
You have
each.
that watch?
We should talk to each other like that on this show. I think it's.
Yeah, because they be,
You know, I think he's the washed up.
Because they
king.
be trying to read, people be trying to read lips and insert whatever they want
Really?
to. So,
I think he's the washed up. king.
We do not need to read
got-
lips around
yeah, we
here.
got it.
Everything
Ron, we got
needs
this.
to be out in the open.
We're gonna take the championship.
We got to go back to Zeke.
Yes,
How
we do.
confident are Skip and Shannon that Zeke signs today? We will tackle that next.
No mercy.
We are now just 5 days away from that Cowboys-Giants matchup that we've been talking about, and Ezekiel Elliott is still holding out. Multiple reports have said that there has been progress, but work still needs to be done to make a deal happen. Zeke's camp took most of the day Sunday to respond to the Cowboys, which only added to Dallas's frustrations. The latest hiccup is the contract structure and not the dollar amount. Zeke reportedly wants more guaranteed money, and now Shannon received some news this morning that Zeke is on his way to Dallas from Cabo right now. Okay, guys, I want to go back to you, Shannon. How confident are you that Zeke will sign with the Cowboys today?
Skip, I'm at a 7. Because like you said, these are both prideful young men. Zeke has a number in his head that he wants to get to. Jerry has a number that he wants to keep it below.
Jerry appreciates you called him a young man, but that's okay.
Yeah, he'll take that one.
Yeah.
It's not a bad one.
Skip, you look, and sometimes you just hope, Skip, you come this far.
Yep.
They started at great distances, and you hopefully you can find a meeting right here. Get to the middle. And it's hard for me to fathom that a couple of $100,000 a year could keep this that it would make this go another 24 hours, Skip.
Yep.
I just don't see. But again, like you said, Zeke's prideful.
He is.
Jerry's prideful.
Very.
And everybody can just get their shovels and dig in and say, I'm over here in my bunker,
That
you
is
over
correct.
there in your bunker. Now, somebody's going to have to peek out their head and see who's waving the white flag. But I'm going to give it a 7 because, as I told you earlier, I was told that Zeke's flying back. He wants to operate moving forward on good faith, knowing that Jerry has come far. And so he's like, okay, Jerry, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. I want to be with this team. I know what we have. I believe we have something special too. You're not the only one that believes this can be really, really special. And I want to be a part of it. But I want to be compensated fairly because I know what's going to happen. The likelihood, Zeke's 24 now? The likelihood I'm going to be making 16, 17 million at 31, that ain't happening. So with that being said, I need to go on and get my bread right now.
So I greatly appreciate your report. It's got to be at least a good sign. I won't go to great, but I'll go to good because it does show some good faith on Zeke's part. Jerry, I'm here. And again, I have pointed to this day for about 6 months, it feels like. I said Tuesday is D-Day because the players are off. It's a good day where you go back to work after Labor Day for Jerry and Steven.
Right.
And you try to hammer it home.
Right.
And then you can have your big welcome back Zeke media session tomorrow. You
Before
can do
practice.
It before practice or after practice, however you want to do it. And you will have 2-1 in practice pads and pants.
Correct.
Ready to go. And there will be new pep in everybody's step, and it will be a great springboard into the season, and it could be a springboard into Dak getting his deal by Thursday or Friday. Could be.
Yes.
So I love all that. I love all the new reports that are now surfacing about Lyle Collins' new deal because it reduced his cap hit for this coming season by $5 million. Guess who might get a big piece of that $5 million? Ezekiel Elliott.
Correct.
So that isn't good news. That's very good news, right?
Yes.
Wouldn't that indicate you're getting close? Again, I brought this up earlier, and I'm going to say it again. We all got bamboozled by number 2's uncle, Uncle Dennis.
Right.
I got to meet Uncle Dennis at the Pacquiao fight. Liked him, but boy, he's a shrewd operator.
Right.
Because all of the most respected reporters in the NBA game all got taken for rides.
Right.
Because we all thought Lakers. For a while, we thought Toronto, right? But mostly we thought Lakers.
Well, the difference is, Skip, we know Zeke's not negotiating with anyone else other than the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Now, we might be a little off on the timetable of when it's going to transpire. What Uncle Dennis was doing, he was throwing 3 or 4 rocks over there and had people looking over there, when in actuality, he was going over here.
From the start, according to everybody involved after, he was going over there from the start.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he distracted everybody when their eye was on that prize.
Right.
And they pulled it off because they went and got Paul George.
But my thing is, the only thing, and not to get too far, Skip, how in the hell, with this many people knowing, were they able to keep it a secret? Because you figure how many people knew, Skip? Uncle Dennis and Kawhi, the owner, Jerry West, and probably Doc Rivers. That's 5 people.
That's true.
Skip, that's still a lot of people.
That's an impressive
and probably number 2's lady.
Yeah.
I think she would know this. I think she would know it.
But
So
she's almost as quiet as he is.
All right. And I don't know about the rest of his extended family because they're all on social media, and I don't think they knew.
No.
Right? Okay. Is it possible some of that is operating here, that they're not as close as we think? That's why I got a little bit colder feet today. Again, I appreciate and respect your report. I'm going to take it to my bank, but I'm not going to deposit it just yet. I'm just going to stand in the lobby and just wait until.
Well, let the check be post-dated.
Okay.
You know, but the funds might not be there, but they're going to be there on Thursday.
Maybe.
So long as he there, Skip, as long as he out there on Sunday with that 2-1, you see him when they introduce the starting lineup for the Cowboys, and he run out there on that tunnel, you're going to be happy.
I would be ecstatic. Woo! 2-1 is stubbornly proud, just the way Jerry can get stubbornly proud to a fault.
Right.
Foolish pride can be the undoing of Jerry Jones. Stubborn pride could be the undoing today of Ezekiel Elliott, because he is, as I always say, he's a baller, but he's a brawler. You push him in a nightclub, and he's going to swing on you.
Right.
So I hope Jerry doesn't push him too far today. I hope that the momentum of his coming back shows everybody, okay, let's all give in a little bit to the point that I've believed from the start, Jerry, who's a master negotiator, had one ace up his sleeve, and he didn't want to play the ace if he didn't have to.
Right.
I don't know exactly what that creative caveat is, but I believe today he will present it as his final olive branch to Ezekiel Elliott and his representatives, and in hopes of them saying, okay, he gave a little, now we got to give a little.
Right.
And that both sides will be relatively happy when this ends, because that's the great deal.
Because, you know, Skip, some of it's going to be signing bonus, some of it's going to be roster bonus by the start of the new year. And Zeke's like, hold on. I've seen situations where them roster bonus, you cut me 2 days before I'm supposed to get a check for like $8-9 million.
Could be.
I don't want that.
All right.
Go on and give me a check. Go on and give me $40 million.
Okay.
At the time of signing, we're going to prorate that thing over 5 years, so that'd be 7 years. Jerry, that ain't nothing, Jerry.
Okay.
And I'm going to run you to a Super Bowl.
I always say about Jerry Jones, he has a big heart, but he has a short fuse, and sometimes never the twain shall meet, because they don't always meet.
No.
But the short fuse was on full display after he said Zeke who, kiddingly, after the big Pollard game, the Tony Pollard game. And then when Zeke's camp pushed back that they were offended by it, then Jerry said the next day, I have earned the right to kid with him, right? And remember, he repeated it because he was angry.
Yeah, he made sure he looked to the left and looked to the right. I earned it.
Yep. Okay. That short fuse detonated, right?
Skip, go on and get a man, Skip, that little bit, Skip, that ain't no money. Go on and get a man a couple of extra dollars, Jerry. To make Jerry, he gonna be well rewarded.
Yep. So I have dropped my confidence level from a 9 to an 8 just because of all this momentum. It just scares me a little bit to the point I get a little queasy about, really? It's almost too good to be true. And I hope we're not getting bamboozled by bogus information. I just hope.
If Shannon's info is correct, it's still early in Dallas, so if he's there, he has time. He could be, you know, getting the conversations going. I trust his sources. I don't think he'd report
No,
that.
I trust the sources as long as they're not taking everybody for a little ride here. Hope not.
Just feels like a long time, guys. 41 days. Let's move on. Let's get this deal done.
That's a long time.
Let's get it done. He wants to get back with the team.
Boy, would I love to see 2-1 in practice gear tomorrow. Whew.
So would I.
Would that not just detonate that team?
How about a press conference tomorrow morning with him, Jerry, and Steven sitting at the desk? You would like that. Let's
be
baby steps.
arm in arm?
Baby steps.
Everyone together.
Well, Steven and Jerry on one side, Steven on the other. No, probably Jerry gonna be in the middle. You know, Jerry gonna be in the middle. Jerry ain't be on the side.
He's in the middle
Jerry
of
gonna
everything.
Jerry gonna be in the middle.
I'm now going to knock on wood because I think we are officially attempting to jinx this from that side of the table.
Why would I jinx it?
Trying to jinx it?
Oh, because I believe, Skip.
No.
I believe in destiny.
Yeah.
I believe it's going to happen. I believe in fate.
Zeke's back tomorrow, says Shannon Sharpe, and the team is going to go 8-8.
Okay.
Okay.
5 days.
Remember, Skip, I told you.
The Cowboys.
Two
Giants.
things can be true.
That is interesting. Jalen Hurts, guys, could he become the third straight Oklahoma Heisman winner? He looked pretty
I like the
good
ring of that.
Oh, you like the ring of that.
Sunday, Reggie Bush is going to join us to help us answer that question next.
No mercy.
Former Alabama quarterback Jalen Hurts put on a show Sunday night. Hurts made his Oklahoma debut memorable by passing for 332 yards, running for another 176, and racking up 6 total touchdowns in the win. Yesterday, Hurts' former coach Nick Saban had high praise for his old quarterback. Take a listen.
I think that, Jalen set a great example when he was here, when he was a player. He was a good leader. He was a good performer. And I also think when things didn't go his way, You know, he showed a lot of character as a person to continue to try to improve himself and do everything he could to help his team. And, you know, in this day and age, you don't often see that. I hear he played extremely well, did an outstanding job, and, you know, that doesn't surprise me in the least bit. And we're really happy for him, not only in the way that he handled himself throughout this entire process, but now that he's having success as well.
We're now joined by Fox College football analyst Reggie Bush. Good to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
Good first week.
It was a good job on Saturday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Feels good.
Appreciate it.
Fun to watch you guys. So, in terms of Jalen Hurts, what shot do you give him to win the Heisman?
Yeah, I give him a good shot. When you think about the Heisman Trophy, it's about two things. It's about production and it's about winning football games. And Jalen Hurts gives me both of those things, right? And you saw what he did in that first game. And I think it is a testament to his character, to the type of person that he is, because I thought he handled that situation perfectly.
Right.
Tua takes over, and we all know that had to hurt, right?
Of course.
But he handled it perfectly. He didn't get mad. He didn't complain. He sat, he watched, he waited. Now he got his shot, and he showed up and he showed out. And so now he went from having to face SEC defenses to now having to face Big 12 defenses.
Basically top flight Texas and Florida defenses in high school.
Right. And
That's what they are.
Exactly.
Oh, are they really?
And so I'm not sure, you know, the jury's still out on Oklahoma's defense. And when I watched the game with Alabama versus Duke, Tua was sitting by the fourth quarter. Jalen Hurts was playing the whole game.
Well, sort
And
of.
so-
He
Last
didn't
two
play- he didn't
series.
play all
The
of them.
last two series,
yeah.
Skip, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
He had 500 total yards through 3 quarters. But Houston
Exactly.
kind of creep back in the
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
So you had to kind of,
That also ties into the kind of defenses he's going to face this year. And so to me, he played this situation perfectly because now he can just run through the Big 12 defenses if he wants to. I see maybe Texas, maybe Kansas State. But other than that, those are the only teams that I see that can maybe slow him down. Nobody's going to stop him. But maybe the only teams that can slow him down because he has great weapons around him. They can line up. They can play big boy football with Trey Sermon if they want to. Also, he has one of the best receiving cores, but one of the best receivers, C.D. Lamb.
C.D.
And you see him on the highlights. They wide open.
How fast?
Wide open.
did you see little 14
completely alone.
just take off with that pass? Little Rambo. You look like Reggie Bush, didn't he?
And we're going to see that all season long in that conference. And so I give him a great shot.
So, by the way, just quick aside, do you think all those coaches every offseason, they say, let's just be bad on defense in this conference? I mean, why are they so bad?
Well, the thing is, Skip, is that guys that want to play defense, they go where they play defense at.
Yeah.
It's just like guys that want to play, quarterback. That's why Coach Saban, it's hard for him to get a top flight quarterback because he's still old school. He wants to run the football first. He's going to prioritize that. And so at Oklahoma, they prioritize offense.
Right.
You're going to throw it, you're going to catch it. And you run the ball, it's going to be in space. It ain't going to be no I formation, no old school. no old school, yeah.
Running back over here.
Yeah. Skip, look, he has a great chance to win the Heisman for 2, as Reggie mentioned. But also, Skip, he puts up numbers and he's at a Power 5. He's at Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes put up numbers just like this at Texas Tech. But Texas Tech is not a big school like Oklahoma, and they're not on television like Oklahoma. So he's going to have the numbers. And Skip, let's be real. They don't play any defense. They just try to outscore you. And it might be a situation that he goes against teams that they have better offenses than what the University of Houston had on Sunday. And so he might have to play. And so this might be a common theme for him, Skip. It might be a lot of games that he puts up 500 yards of total offense because someone was explaining, said if you look at Kyler Murray, he's a slot receiver playing quarterback.
Lane Kiffin.
Okay. And he said Jalen Hurts is
He's
a running back
playing
quarterback.
Just because he's bigger than you think.
And he's sturdier.
Yeah.
And he still has, he wear pads like a runner. He got thigh pads.
He does.
I used to see a quarterback wear thigh pads a long time.
and Big was like a running back.
You know what I noticed Sunday night?
What?
He has this easy, effortless acceleration
Yeah.
where he's just running past guys. I'm saying, it doesn't even look like he's running hard.
Right. Yeah.
And then he has effortless change of direction because he's shifty, but it doesn't look like he's trying to be shifty. you know, most like when you were playing, you just say, wow, there's big wow factor. With him, he just suddenly, he's loose in the secondary, and then he's taking people on. And I don't love that because I don't know if it's going to last.
I don't like that either.
But you know what? I think the thing that's going to work against him, Skip, is that Baker won it, and then Kyler had to be exceptional. He had to break all of Baker records in order to get it. So Hurts is going to have to break all of what Kyler did last year. And plus, they go like, are these guys really that good? Is this just the system? Now, two guys went number 1 overall. I don't know if
No, he will not go number 1 overall.
No.
I don't even know about his chances of playing pro football, but I know he can play college football at the highest level.
And that's all that matters.
I would say that he's similar to Dak Prescott.
Yeah. He doesn't have as big an arm as Dak.
Maybe not as big of an arm, but I say he gets his touchdowns and his production
All right, I'll
in a
buy
very
that.
similar way as Dak Prescott
And
does.
he is a playmaker, like he makes big plays in big moments. Look at the SEC championship game. He saved their season. That was a big fourth quarter, speaking of fourth quarters.
Yeah, but Tua saved the national championship. Saved it.
Right.
Saved it. Georgia had them dead to right.
Who's to say if Saban hadn't stuck with Jalen, that Jalen wouldn't have just
No, he wouldn't have done
snapped out of it.
Because you know what? Coach Saban said, even though you came into it and you won the national championship for us in the second half, I'm going to put the job up in spring practice. Whoever wins spring practice, that's who's going to be the starter. Now, if you don't mind me asking, who trotted out there in 2018 opening day for the Crimson Tide? It was TT. Tua.
Yeah, you've nicknamed him.
What if Auburn had yanked Bo Nix, that freshman quarterback, the other day before the fourth quarter? Then what would have happened?
Skip that. Hold on. First of all, the first game of the season, and you talk about national championship game, that's totally different, Skip.
I'm just saying. So here's the other factor you did not bring up. Heismans are also won with, according to this man across the table, narratives, right? Can I give you a better fairy tale narrative than a quarterback who loses his job to that quarterback at Alabama, who takes it like a man, because he is a man. He's a young man, but he has become a man before your very eyes. And then he waits his time. He saves the day last year to get them to the championship game. Then he transfers right on schedule, and he goes over here, and he makes them eat crow the whole year until he finally shows that he's performing better than Tua is. That's a narrative to me. That's an all-timer.
Now, what happens if they play each other in the playoffs and he ends up beating Alabama, which I don't think is going to happen. But
Wouldn't I love to see that?
But
I know you
the
want to see that.
hypotheticals and the storylines and narratives as you speak of, I mean, I don't know if there's a better storyline that can be written.
That'll be the all-time best college storyline in the history.
That'll be an instant movie.
It would be an instant movie. In his post-game the other night, Jalen Hurts used the term unprecedented 5 different times because his story, what he's doing is unprecedented. Has this ever happened before?
The guy started 2 national title games.
Would he go 26?
He was 26-2.
Yeah.
And the thing was, Skip, and a lot of people thought that after Tua came in at the half and won the national title game, he was going to transfer then. He says, no, I'm going to try to beat Skip. He tried to beat him out. And he went to a system that they play in space, and so the receivers are going to be more open than the SEC because they play more conventional style in the SEC, and guys are a little bit more covered. Now, the question is, can he keep this up? Skip, I don't believe he's going to keep 500. What do you have, 538? He might with the defenses that I saw. But if he did that.
By the way, TCU usually plays some semblance of defense. They have a history of doing that. Go ahead.
But they hadn't been hadn't been playing lately.
It has lately.
Baker lit them up twice in that one year.
Yeah, I know somebody that's here on our staff, Skip, that loves TCU, and they trash.
They
I ain't gonna
trash.
Trash? Man, look here. Reggie, let me ask you a question. Let's just say you play in UCLA, and the quarterback throws a ball. Y'all running down the back end line, and the quarterback throws a ball and hit one of your players in the head. What y'all gonna do?
We gonna look at each other like, what was that?
Man, I wish, man, if I was in school, I wish Fort Valley. I wish Albany would have ever attempted something like that. I bet
Then you know what Baker did? He hung 50 on him.
Yeah. And they like, You ain't gonna do nothing. No, I got to have him.
Yeah.
But then if you look at his post-game interview on the football field, he was not satisfied.
No.
And I love that.
She couldn't even get him to smile.
No gloating.
She was trying to ask him to smile.
No premature
And Lincoln
wouldn't do
wasn't
it.
happy either. It was this sense of they can do
Greg, we know
so
how that
much
works.
more.
He
And I thought that was interesting.
You can't smile because he already know.
Yeah.
Houston terrible.
Here's my prediction on Coach Saban, your favorite coach. Yesterday, he was happy. He was really, I think, genuinely happy for Jalen. He's going to get asked about Jalen
All
again
season.
and again and again. And by the end of the season, he's not going to come across as so happy
Yeah,
for Jalen.
because hold on. Why am I talking about a guy that's not in our program on a team that we're not going to have to face until maybe the semifinals or the national championship game if we were to get there? So yeah, I would get frustrated by that. Did you see what my quarterback did? He had one fewer completion than touchdown.
Well, the best
And y'all want to talk about that? And he didn't play the fourth quarter.
I predict a St. Nick explosion this year at some point.
Because y'all be bothering him. Y'all be trying to get him to
It's gonna
act
start to
lash
bug
out.
him. When Saban goes, yeah, I didn't see it. We work on Sundays. That was also the best part. Like, I'm too busy working.
Yeah, but that's what we do.
On what we're
Oh,
doing.
he saw it. He know.
Because they put
knew.
that time in, he put that work in. We
You
pissed.
better believe he was watching
We get
that
better.
game.
We getting ready for New Mexico State.
Because every time Jalen balls out, it's a shot at Alabama. It's a
is.
shot at
Every single
Nick
time.
Saban.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's not a shot, Skip. He couldn't beat the man out. The job was
should
up
have.
for Reggie.
Maybe St. Nick
Look,
made a mistake.
If they break, look, this you got to give Tua credit because he was the number one dual threat quarterback coming out, and he goes to a team where the guy had just took the team to the national championship and was 1 second away from winning the national championship as a true freshman. And Tua believed so much in his ability. While we giving Jalen Hurts credit, and rightfully so,
Okay.
Tua says, "I'm better than him."
I think, but you also gotta think about the pride of
Yeah,
Nick Saban as well. His pride is also on the line because how many players have left Alabama to go be ultra successful somewhere else the next season, right? We haven't seen that.
What did Jalen's father say the other night on ABC? He said,
waiting.
Lincoln Riley has unleashed my son. Well, that's a shot at Alabama saying
sir.
Alabama didn't know how to unleash
But
my
hold
son.
on. If you go to US, if I go to a program, if I go to BYU back in the 80s and 90s, why would I go there as a running back when they throw the ball?
Right.
If you go to Alabama as that's why you don't get top-rated quarterbacks, Skip.
That's true. Yeah.
Because they play defense and they run the football. Skip, I can't go there and say, man, I didn't know they sprung this one on me.
Well,
Alabama's been like that since
They
he
have
got there.
tried to unleash Tua in more ways than they have any other quarterback.
Because Tua can spin it.
Yeah.
Boy, that left-handed joker can spin that thing. Skip. Woo, that
He
thing
was
tight.
spinning it in the dirt in the SEC championship.
And Skip, he was hurt, and you know he was hurt. Now stop saying it. Did you see old Jerry Judy? Oh, Jerry Judy. Oh,
Jerry,
Jerry.
he might be the most talent. You can't tackle him in the open field. I mean, at speed, size, hands, he got
it.
everything.
When you start talking about he might be better at Alabama than Julio and Amari,
Yeah.
ooh,
Special.
ooh, Skip.
I just love we're one
they had him
week
come
in,
out of there.
And this is the conversation we're already getting about the Heisman. That's a good sign of what we're going to see throughout the year. Reggie, you're going to stick around to talk Zeke in a little bit,
Yep.
but remember to check him out on Big Noon Kickoff every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern on Fox. We are going to enjoy watching you guys
appreciate
all
it.
season long. So are people crowning Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs a bit too early? We've heard it from this guy a little bit.
Oh,
We'll
boy.
talk about that next.
No mercy.
Well, according to ESPN's Power Index rankings, the Kansas City Chiefs are the team to beat. They are followed by the Patriots, Saints, and Rams. The Power Index gave Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs just over a 15% chance to win the Super Bowl and predicted 10 wins for the team this season. So, Shannon, can you see Mahomes and the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I can, Skip. I think they've made the most improvement. You look at what they, especially defensively, Skip. I believe Tyrann Mathieu is a better safety at this juncture than Eric Berry was. And he's more versatile because he's one of the few safeties that not only can play strong and free safety, he covers the slot. I believe Frank Clark is an upgrade over D Ford.
Yep.
That's where they were hurting at, Skip. They're going to be able to score points because Pat Mahomes, although he might not throw 50 touchdowns and 5,000 yards, he's not going to be all of a sudden throw 30 touchdowns. They've improved. I believe Shady McCoy Andy drafted him, so he knows what Shady McCoy represents. Now, he's been nicked up the last couple of years, but I think he'll have a new sense of urgency, and he's perfect for this offense. But when you trot out Tyreek Hill and Sammy Watkins and the young kid from Georgia, Hartman, and Travis Kelce, Yeah. You're not taking a
Nobody can trot that out.
No.
Nobody.
So I believe, Skip, because I believe they've made the most improvement. I believe they should be the favorite, even though the Patriots won the Super Bowl last year.
I cannot disagree with your points. I cannot disagree. The defense just has to be better than it was last year. Ranked 31st in yards allowed, 24th in points allowed, but still 31st in yards allowed. It just has to be better than that. And obviously, you just rattled off all those weapons. Again, do I think LeSean has a lot left? I love LeSean, but I don't think he has a lot left. But if whatever he has left, Andy will get out of him.
Right.
Andy loves him, maybe to a fault. We'll see. But again, I don't think he's going to change their life the way getting Tyreek back. I didn't think they're going to have Tyreek, and now they do. And I think McCole Hardman is just a flat-out burner destroyer. You know, he's going to get his catches and plays.
Hey, remember, Skip, they drafted him because they thought they were going to be without Tyreek.
I agree. Still like Sammy. How can you not like Kelsey? My God. What an array of weapons. Which brings me to your guy, my homeboy. I am not completely sold. I'm going to dig in on this one.
Okay.
I think he's going to have a much harder time in his, so to speak, sophomore starting season. He's obviously been there for a couple of years, but it was just like the heavens opened last year, and it all turned to gold for him because it was the first time around people seeing him, and it reminds me of the old phrase, it's blissful ignorance. And then once upon a time, old-time Cowboy fans will remember when Clint Longley came in on Thanksgiving Day of 1974 and threw a touchdown pass to save the day in the game against the rival Redskins after Roger Staubach got knocked out. And Blaine Nye, Pro Bowl guard for the Cowboys, said after the game, it was a triumph of an uncluttered mind. That's what it was.
Wow.
And I think Patrick, as gifted as he is, had an uncluttered mind last year because he had a coach who wants him badly to be great because the coach put his pride and job on the line to trade up for him in the first round.
He did, but Skip, we've seen Alex Smith in this offense, how it can be very productive at times.
Sure.
We see Alex Smith put up big numbers, but Alex Smith didn't have the talent that did, and that's why Andy was perfectly fine. He drafted him for a reason. So that tells you right there, they're not really sold on the incumbent. Skip, you're not trading up in the draft and drafting any position player if you're sold on the guy that's already at that position.
He's a huge talent.
And so his ability to throw the ball over Skip, he got the name Check Down Alex for a reason. Pat Mahomes,
We got it from you.
No, don't put that on me, Skip, man. I don't know who made that name up. But if you want, I think I'm gonna patent that. can I patent that? Check Down Alex.
Taco Tuesday, Check Down Alex.
And what about old Dink and Dunk Dak? I'm going to get me a T-shirt. Dink and Dunk Dak.
Are you?
Yeah.
Sure about that?
Dinking and Dacking, and ain't nothing happening.
Huh.
Nope, no touchdown.
Over the last 10 games last year, Dak
We ain't talking
Prescott
about that.
had the fifth best air distance in the league on distance the pass is thrown.
The last how many games?
10, including 2 playoff games.
So want to patent it?
But I do. I am going to patent it too. But Skip, here's the thing. Now, I don't want people to think, and I don't want you to think, that if my homeboy doesn't throw 50 touchdowns and 5,000 yards, he had an off season. He's probably going to be in the high 30s, maybe low 40s, with about 4,500 to 4,800 yards. And people like, he ain't do 50 and 5,000. Well, that's only been done once. Peyton Manning is the only guy to throw 50 touchdowns and 5,000 yards. Brady is the only guy that has 50 touchdowns and a 5,000-yard season on his resume. So it doesn't it's 100. We've been playing football for 100 years now. So it does not like that just rolls out. You just roll out of bed and do that. Skip, he's spectacular. He has too many weapons for him to regress as much as you seem to be concerned with because he has guys that he can dump it down to. You mentioned Charleston Rambo. He has 2 guys now that he can dump the ball down to, Tyreek and Hartman, and they can get gone.
They can. I agree, but I did not love that I was hearing he was practicing left-handed passes.
We do that.
He practices in 7-on-7, no-look passes. Next thing I know, he'll be throwing them behind his back.
We got to do it.
And he's starting to become a little bit of a caricature of himself, and this league does not take well to that sort of behavior.
Do something about it.
Yeah, well, they will.
They'll
Just
try to.
Just
But they used to tell me that all the time. Keep on talking. We got something for you, Sharp.
Yeah.
What you got? You got that end zone. See that end zone over there? I'm about to be in it, talking to you.
First preseason action I watched of Patrick Mahomes this year, he stunk it up. And started thinking, would we see some of these stretches in real games? Maybe.
And what happened the next one?
Yeah, he got back on
He
track.
didn't stink.
So now we find out, what is he made of? Does he have killer instinct? Does he have the clutch assassin in him that Tom Brady has, obviously, in him?
Stop doing that.
Yeah. Does he? Well, now you've put him on the highest pedestal. I want to know, is he better than Tom Brady in the clutch? In December in Foxborough. How about that? Because in Week 14, they get to go back to Foxborough where they lost last year, right?
You do know it get cold in Kansas City, too, right?
It does. Tom Brady can tell you that.
I know. I can tell you that because I played a lot of December games and a couple of January games in Kansas City. Skip, the kid's special. And Andy's done a great job.
I'm not ready to say he's special. He can throw it. It's just like Aaron Rodgers. He's a transcendent thrower of the football. And then what? What else you got for me? Can you win football games?
Skip,
Not lately.
Skip, we've never seen anybody do like this.
All right.
I mean, we got to go back. You got to go back to Dan Marino, somebody that was a. Now, Kurt Warner in his first year started, Skip put up big numbers, but Kurt was like, what, 26, 27. This kid, Dan Marino, in his second year, had an MVP season where he went 48 and 5,000. I still believe that
They
is
went
the
to
most.
the Super Bowl.
Yes. I still believe that's the most impressive passing season
So do I.
in NFL history, considering the rules, how they work, Skip. You know, they
agree.
can punish the receiver and the quarterback, and he did that. But, Skip, this kid is special. He has a special talent. He has a unique set of skills. And you're going to see those on full display.
And I ask you again, can he play quarterback at the highest level?
Yes.
I'm not
You saw
sold.
it. You saw it.
Really? I
Yes.
saw him lose a playoff game at home.
Hold on. Was he on the field or was he not on the field? Because you said, now you told me when Tom Brady lost to Eli, well, he gave his team the lead. He was on the sideline when Eli did what he did.
First game all year that I saw Patrick, my homeboy, look confused. And again, that's Belichick, but he did. He looked confused in that game numbers of times.
Yeah.
They went zone in the first half, then they switched and went man in the second half.
And he hit him up with 3 touchdowns and no picks.
Okay. And then Tom Brady showed you what it's all about.
But what that got to do with my homeboy?
Yeah.
He wasn't
Well, it just
playing
shows
safety.
you who's better, Brady or Mahomes?
Oh, so that's what we do.
3 straight 3rd and 10 conversions. How do you do that?
So by your standard,
That's like impossible.
so what you're saying, because he beat him, Eli Manning is the greatest because he's the only quarterback to take down Tom Brady twice
the
in
best
the biggest
that
day.
day.
No, not that day. Oh, but Tom Brady is the greatest, but just not that day, huh?
Who do you want, Brady or Eli?
Right
Help
now,
me out.
in 2019, I
Who
want
do
my
you want?
homeboy.
Oh, do you?
I want my homeboy.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you, I'm waiting to see.
So, okay.
be right.
Gotta go
So
all
let
the
me
way
ask
to
you-
the Super Bowl.
So
for
let
that
me
one.
get this right. If he beats Tom Brady on December 14th, or whenever they play week 14, or whenever it is, you gonna say he better than Tom?
Oh, he's got to play 13 games before that. Let's see how he does in those 13.
No, we ain't talking about that. We talking about this because you based it on one game.
Head to head, if that
I'm
happens.
just saying, I'm not buying.
Well, Matthew Stafford beat Tom Brady.
I think
fine,
you're,
I guess.
as usual, overreacting.
Marcus Mariota beat Tom Brady.
Okay.
It ain't that hard.
Just because you tried to leap aboard this bandwagon after it was rolling.
No.
After it was rolling. Oh, he's my guy now.
That's my homeboy.
He wasn't your homeboy before the draft.
No. Hold on.
Okay.
Well, when I tried to get a bet, I said he's gonna be the MVP. You was like, no, you know something. You was all on Drew Brees. I was like, I got my homeboy.
You were. Well, he's joining us on the Baker bandwagon.
No, he out
That's
Baker
good.
now. He talking about Big Ben ain't gonna do it. You on Big Ben?
He's on it. It's
But
just
I love Baker.
Old Shake and Bake gonna do big things for us.
Yeah.
shit.
For us?
The nickname situation. You are officially a Baker guy if you're using us to describe this
Old
situation.
Shake and Bake gonna do big things for us.
That's a good sign. That is a good sign. We got to go back to Zeke here. Does Zeke traveling back to Dallas mean a deal is getting done today?
You nervous?
We're going to talk about that again with Reggie Bush.
No mercy.
Ezekiel Elliott is still holding out, and multiple reports have said that there has been progress, but work still needs to be done to make a deal happen. Zeke's camp took most of the day Sunday to respond to the Cowboys, which only added to Dallas's frustrations. The latest hiccup is the contract structure and not the dollar amount. Zeke reportedly wants more guaranteed money, and Shannon received some news this morning that Zeke is on his way to Dallas from Cabo. And one new development this morning as well, Lyle Collins' new deal with the Cowboys will reportedly free up over $5 million in cap space this season. So room that could be used to help front load Zeke's potential deal. Interesting new developments. Reggie Bush back with us. Reggie, what is your gut feeling right now? Does Zeke and the Cowboys get it done today?
I think there's a good shot they get it done today because when you think about the NFL work schedule, Tuesday is a player's day off. Monday is usually
come in and get a lift.
Yeah, come in and get a lift. You watch a couple film, watch a little bit of film.
Yesterday they actually practiced because they hadn't played the week before.
Right.
So, but go ahead. But they're off today.
But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday
Yes.
is where you do most of your work, right? And Zeke has not been in the building. Jerry would love to get his eyes on him, make sure he's in game shape, make sure he can get him ready for the game on Sunday because they do have a big game. It's a divisional opponent against the Giants, right? And so the Tony Pollard talk, I thought that was cute because we all knew that Jerry was not, he's not about to ride his whole season on a rookie running back. Not that he can't give you a couple good games, but I think people forget and discount the fact that Zeke doesn't get hurt. And you can't put a value on that. Like Todd Gurley's been hurt. Le'Veon Bell's been hurt.
Yeah.
Zeke plays good football. He's productive, and he doesn't get hurt. So I think there's a great shot they get this contract done today because they need to start working in reps for him so that he can get ready for the season and help them to go on maybe a push to the playoffs. Maybe.
I also don't believe, Skip, that he would have be coming back if he didn't think this was close.
Yeah.
This is the final. Okay, I'm gonna extend my hand, shake it. We gonna get this done.
Okay.
I believe that's where he's heading. He wants to operate in good faith, knowing that okay, Jerry, you come this far, I've come this far. Okay, how do we get close this 100 yards of this marathon? Because that's what Jerry said. Jerry said this is a marathon. They run 25.2 miles. They only have 100 yards to go. It's a couple $100, Skip, to try. And because he understands this. It's all that. It's for $100 bazillion trillion. We already know, Skip. You know what it's. How much guaranteed money am I actually gonna get? How much real money? I ain't talking about that. They go, well, he's making $115 million. No. The first 2 to 3 years, how much am I actually making? Because that's the telltale. Because anything after that, Skip, any player, anything after year, you start getting 4, 5, and 6, unless it's a quarterback, a good quarterback. Now he's straight. They're gonna come to you year 4 and redo it.
Right. Yep.
But other players, y'all don't have that luxury. So get all your money, and I think that's what Zeke's trying to get. Zeke knows that they don't pay running backs 28, 29, 15, $16 million. So from time now, from 24, 25, 26, Zeke's trying to make as much money as he possibly can in this contract in the first 3 years. So I'll give it a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10 that it gets done today, at least by midnight.
So given your report and the Lyle Collins signing and report that they just saved $5 million.
But they got some money. They got some money for him.
But you're only up to a 7? Why don't you go now to 8 or 9?
Because he might be trying to save some of that money for somebody else. He didn't say that was for Zeke. You keep telling me they waiting on Zeke domino to fall so they can get that. Yeah. So you going back up to a 9 now?
Where are you at?
You were back up at a 9?
Are you still queasy?
I'm dropping.
Hold on.
I don't like all this happy talk. I don't like all this momentum.
Hold on.
You're scaring me to death.
Hold on. Tell about
Reggie Bush says, yeah, I think it could get done today. That's what I don't want to hear.
Positive.
It's too easy. It's too good. It's too cut and dried. He's coming back. Lyle Collins saved $5 million.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
They're
don't
moving
love
money
it.
around.
Here's what scares me. Jerry Jones is an old war horse when it comes to negotiations. Zeke, at heart, is a baller and a brawler, and he's stubbornly proud. We've seen his incidents he's been involved in. You know, once he digs in, bad stuff happens.
Yep.
So if, in fact, he did, as you say, and I certainly take this to my bank, that he flew back, that's a big concession just on his pride to say, yeah, you're right. I'm here to shake hands, Jerry. I'm here. Now, we're X apart. I don't know how far apart they are. What if it's just a couple $100,000, $500,000?
Yes.
That's just foolish pride money to me. But these two have the potential to explode on each other at the last second because they are so proud that if Jerry won't concede that last little bit, Marathon's 26.2, right? Okay, so
I said 26.3. You're right, 26.2.
no, you said 25.2. 26.2?
26.2.
Yeah,
It's
I think they're
26.2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said 26.3. I said they're holding 100 yards. So they've come 26.1
Final.
miles.
Okay.
They need another 100 yards to get to the finish.
It's a long ways.
That ain't Skip. You run this far, you talk about that's a long way. You gonna stop. You run marathons.
Hey,
I've run a bunch of them.
So you see the finish line right there. You're like, okay, I'm good as far as I can make it.
Well, there were
You
times,
got that final push.
Yeah, there were times when you see it in the distance, you think, God, I don't know if I can get there or not.
Yeah, but Skip,
because your body is just screaming at you.
What
What are you doing to me?
What was that, Memorial Day when we saw the guy in Boston Marathon, the former military guy that was crawling? He's like, I come this far, I'm not stopping. And
Okay.
you not carrying me across the, no, I'm gonna make this. You can finish this.
Okay, so there's about, I'm going to give it 10% potential that Jerry won't push that last chip into the middle of the table. And then Zeke says, wait a minute, I flew all the way back here for you so I could be ready to practice tomorrow on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and you won't even concede that? Hell with you, I'm going back to Cabo.
Right.
There's 10% chance of that, and that's horrifying to me. Like I got a queasy feeling.
But why
about
is
it.
that, though? Because why should Zeke take less money, right? Like, why? You know, a lot of times and I hate when this happens, when players try to get their money, it's an issue. He's being selfish,
Yes,
right? When
yeah.
owners do it, it's just business, right? But why should he take less than Todd Gurley? Because he has beaten out Todd Gurley for the last 3 years, last time I checked, right? He is the best running back
Just remember this.
in the NFL.
The Los Angeles Rams dramatically overpaid for Todd Gurley. He's not going to be worth that much to them, and he's already got creaky knees.
But the market was
arthritic
already
knees.
set. It doesn't matter what he does after
No,
that.
I
The
mean,
market,
they reset it.
The market was already, it was
But
reset with
Skip,
Le'Veon Bell.
Value is only to the person that's purchasing it. I wouldn't pay for the Salvador Mundi. I wouldn't pay $500 million for it, but somebody did because it's the value to them. Todd Gurley is valuable to the Los Angeles Rams. You can't base Zeke's value to the Cowboys on Todd Gurley's value to the Rams.
There's this thing in the NFL called a cap.
I get
And
that.
it's hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a hard cap.
Harder on running backs.
Yes, it is. It is. So you have to remember, he's got a quarterback to pay and a receiver to pay, and then he's got about 3 other guys.
Yes.
He's got a cornerback
But hold
to
on,
play.
I'm like D. Law. DeMarcus Lawrence told Stephen Jones, that cap, that's your problem.
Yeah.
I'm a player.
Yeah.
I ain't no capologist. I worry about me. You worry about that. Because guess what? When it comes time for you to cut me, you ain't worried about my family.
Nope.
You ain't worried about my kids. I might have to uproot them, pull them out of private school. So I don't worry about your business. Don't worry about mine. Stop counting my pockets. and
Tom
give me my
Brady
money.
always says, I do worry about your cap, so I'll take way less money than I deserve.
Tom Brady's the most important piece on that football team.
Yep.
The offense flows through Brady.
Thank you.
For the Cowboys, the offense flows through Zeke.
No.
Oh, that's that river
The
running
offense
over
flows through Zeke.
No.
Zeke.
Well, you didn't answer my question.
What?
Why does Tom Brady always say, I'll take way less?
Skip.
I'll just do it so we can go to more Super Bowls. We've only been to 9 and we're
That-
favored
I
to go to
don't-
another
Is,
one.
is that Tom Brady? And I've always wondered that same exact question because Tom Brady can easily demand it if he wanted to.
Easily.
I'm just not sure
Coach Belichick
that.
hoping that he does so I can get him up out of here. That's why he ain't demanding it.
See, LeBron says, I want, what is it, 34 million?
He making 38 this year. but who's
38
counting?
million. 38 million. I insist.
Underpaid.
This is the principle of it. Can LeBron afford not to make 38 from the team because he's making 138 from his outside income?
So stop counting the man's
Okay.
pocket. Skip,
Well, guys,
Skip, why do you...
Business is business.
Hard
We
to
got to keep
compare.
it centrally
Listen,
focused.
and I said this. Tom Brady has been great for the Patriots, but he's also stifled his other players because he's always giving them a good discount. They automatically expect everybody else to give them a discount.
Okay.
If I go to the car dealership and I was like, hold on, but you gave Skip that vet, you gave him a discount. That's like, okay, and
I paid sticker.
No,
all the
wait,
way.
no, no,
I
no,
paid
no,
it
no, you didn't.
flat
No, you
out
didn't.
sticker. I did every last penny.
Yes, and so they're like, hold on, wait a minute. That's Skip. You don't look like Skip to me. So you can't base what somebody else does for somebody else and say, well, you did it for him, do it for me. No, because there's the thing with discount, Skip. Once you give a discount, you know what? Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, they can never charge full price because they've always been discount stores.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's why.
And they've always made money.
Yeah, but Tiffany's has always made money too. How many sales you see them have? The Four
have any.
Seasons and the Ritz-Carlton, how many ads you see them running?
Never.
For discount. They don't. You
I
know why?
wish.
Because when you do, everybody, well, you had a sale last week for $265. Now you're paying $875 for the room if you want to stay here. If not, go on down the street and find you one of them old $50 rooms.
So Zeke needs to take a little bit of a team discount.
Now, we don't do
Just
team.
a little bit, one.
Hold on.
Like this
What
is
the-
it.
Hold on.
He's outplayed every other
Yes,
running back
I
in the
agree.
NFL.
Hold on. A team discount. Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is Elliott's. Where the team at? That's Jerry Jones' team. That's Jerry Jones' team. My team, which is Sean and Stacey Elliott, which is my mom and dad, and me. My team says I need all my money.
It has been 41 days of this, though. You can't tell me that this isn't affecting Zeke. We have talked about him every day. I mean, he has to be a little bit questioning this, right? Or can you truly put it aside? The business. Doesn't it affect how he's going to play? If he's good enough, if he deserves it?
Oh, for sure it's going to affect. You mean if he steps on the football field without a contract?
Yes. Just know in general, is his worth affected? Because we are all saying that he should take a hometown discount, that he doesn't have to. Does he start to question how good he actually is, or is
he's not questioning how good he is. He's questioning the loyalty right now, or he's questioning Jerry Jones because you telling me one thing, but when it comes, the only way and the way that owners show their respect to you is by how they pay you. In this game is by the way they pay you, right? And so what Zeke is probably saying to himself right now is, you say you love me. You say I'm the best, right? You say everything is good, but over here, you're not willing to pay me like it.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that matters in this negotiation right now.
I'd rather be hated and paid than loved and not paid when it comes to sports. Yeah, give me my money. Hate me, but slide me them checks. Big ones.
I don't care how, just get it done.
Oh,
I don't care.
Hold on, what a 9 at? You were a 9 yesterday, not a man in the race back to Dallas.
It's going to get done because they don't want the Emmitt Smith situation to play out.
Okay, Reggie, thank you for joining us today. Will Tom Brady be able to overcome his latest loss on offense? There's more to that. We'll tell you next.
No mercy.
Patriots first-round draft pick N'Keal Harry will miss at least the first 8 games of this season. The wide receiver was placed on the injured reserve list yesterday due to an ongoing ankle injury. To help out Tom Brady, the Pats re-signed wideout Demaryius Thomas after cutting him over the weekend. So, Shannon, how big of a loss is N'Keal Harry to the Patriots offense?
Not that big. We knew, Skip, that he was been banged up in training camp, and they were going to re-sign Demaryius Thomas. Coach Belichick didn't want that $3.9 million guaranteed money on a guy that's nursing an Achilles injury. He wants the luxury. Basically it's a week-to-week thing. No really salary cap ramifications. But, Skip, I mean, the Patriots are the best at replacing players regardless of the player. They are the best at that. Not just running backs and linemen or this one or that. It doesn't matter. Coach Belichick believes in his system. And what evidence do I have? Easy. Tom Brady has never had a receiver since he's been the quarterback catch 50 balls in a season or 600 yards in a season. So what did that tell me, Skip? He loves guys that have experience. When he got Wes Welker, Skip, Wes Welker was at the Dolphins. He was already in his career. Troy Brown was in his career. Randy Moss was in his career. Pure wide receivers we're talking about because we know the type of relationship that he had with Gronk. So, Skip, I don't think he's going to miss a beat. He's going to throw the ball to Edelman. If they don't take Edelman away, Edelman's going to get his fill. He had 2 big-body receivers outside in Josh Gordon and Demaryius Thomas. And if Demaryius can work his way back, he doesn't have to be what he was with Peyton Manning in the year after. He doesn't have to be that, Skip. But if he can get close, if he can be 70, 80%, that's better than what they would have had. Josh Gordon, he's not the Josh Gordon. He's never going to be the Josh Gordon that he was in Cleveland, Skip. Too much time has passed. Too much missed time on the football field has passed. But I'm not worried about Tom Brady and who he's going to throw to. It doesn't matter. Skip already told me he get 3 guys from Gloucester up there and do it.
He may have to. This was a huge loss for Tom Brady. This is the first receiver Bill Belichick's ever taken in the first round of the draft in 20 years. This is 6'2", 228 pounds, going 4'5", 40. This was
like me,
Tom Brady.
You like me, Tom Brady, 4'5", hard 228,
This was more like young Des Bryant for Tom Brady.
Oh, okay.
Because did you see N'Keal? Can we show real quick the catch he made at Arizona State? I mean, this guy is for real. I fell off my couch when Belichick took him. This is back last year at Arizona State. Look at this. And he is ripped. 6'2", 228. He could have filled some of the void left by Gronkowski because he's so big and physical he could shield off little cornerbacks.
Well, they got DT and Josh Gordon.
Every time you watch that, it's
and by the way, he
better.
made one of those catches early in the preseason this year before he got hurt. but this is spectacular, and that's what he would have been for Tom Brady. And now you've got 33-year-old Julian Edelman and 31-year-old Demaryius Thomas and 28-year-old Josh Gordon, who looks like he runs a little older than 28.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
And Ben Watson is going on 39 years of age, and now he's suspended for the first
Ben
4
that
games.
old?
Yeah, 39, yeah.
Man, I didn't know you were that
And
old.
now your starting tight end is Matt Lacoste, and your backup is Ryan Izzo. Really? That's what you got at receiver? That's it. Period. End of story. Really? Philip Dorsett's there?
The thing that you lose with Gronk, Skip, the tight ends don't put fear in you. They know Gronk was dominant. Even though he wasn't what he once was, Skip, he still put fear because he still had that potential to break the game wide open. You don't have that now. You're probably going to – the big play, Gronk was a tight end that gave you big play potential. I don't know how much – now, they're sure-handed, but I don't know how much big play potential. But you got 6'3" Demaryius Thomas. You got 6'3" Josh Gordon. You still got those big guys, Skip.
You don't love them. You don't love them. You think they're on their downside, right?
If DT can give you 60, 70% of what he once was, Skip, he still can make plays. Now, he's not DT that's going to go get you 1,500 yards. He's not that guy.
I was just so excited because Brady clicked with his kid right away, and they were working out together, and they're throwing together, and it just looked like, oh, he finally got a real guy.
Skip.
Oh, here we go.
Skip, with the exception of Julian Edelman, at the receiver position, can you name any receiver that Coach Belichick has had success with? I know he's only taken one in the first round, but the ones he's taken in the second, third, fourth, and fifth round hadn't been very good.
I mean, the only stretch they had was Randy Moss.
I know.
Yeah, that was
doesn't
it.
even count as
And you know what happened when he got Randy Moss? He set records. I know Peyton broke them, but he set them.
Right. Maybe Deion Branch. Deion Branch had a stretch. I don't know what round he was taking.
The super Bowl.
Right.
I don't know how.
You do know how.
I don't know because Tom Brady should have been that MVP.
Don't do that,
also.
Skip. Skip, stop.
I got to start on that one. Sorry.
The man earned the
Deion
MVP.
Branch went to, where did he go? Seattle? And he did what?
Well, they got, okay, Larry Brown was the MVP.
Well,
he
there
went
you
to
go.
Oakland.
There you go. Yeah. Thank you.
Shocked that the Texans gave up on Jadeveon Clowney. We will talk about that next.
No mercy.
Time for our final topic of the day. Many thought the Texans should have gotten more than just 2 role players in a third-round pick from the Seahawks when they shipped off Jadeveon Clowney. Bill O'Brien isn't losing any sleep over it, though. O'Brien said Houston did what was best for the team and that they, quote, can't control what the outside world thinks. So, Shannon, are you surprised that the Texans gave up on signing Clowney?
No, they didn't need another $100 million defensive player, Skip. They already got an $80 million tied up in D-Hop. Deshaun's going to be coming up here fairly shortly. It just didn't make sense. They needed J.J. Watt. They needed protection for Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
Now, I'm surprised. I mean, where can you get a lineman, a 26-year-old D lineman with 3 Pro Bowls on his resume, Skip, and only have to pay half his salary for a year? That's a good deal for Seattle.
I'd say.
I don't know. Look, a third rounder, hopefully they can package that in something, but they did what they had to do. I agree with Bill O'Brien. I believe they could have gotten more if they'd have started this process a lot earlier.
Maybe. I just can't condemn them after I thought about last night for saying this is just too rich for our blood.
Yes.
Because they know Jadeveon Clowney. They know him inside and out.
Yeah.
They've had him.
Right.
So they weren't guessing.
Fair.
They just said, he's not going to be worth that much money to us,
Right.
maybe to somebody else.
Right.
And I think they'll be proven right about that. Obviously, Seattle was desperate to get some big force in their defensive front, their defensive line. And what you just dropped?
My fan.
fan.
Jenny kicked it over because she says
me.
cold.
Really?
I am freezing, but we have a fan every single
Well, you know
day.
what? That's the only.
I mean, cool.
Wait.
Hey, that's the only thing that keep me cool because I be
Wait,
heating up.
that's the only fan you have in your life because nobody else is.
No,
a
they
fan
love
of
us.
you.
They love me, Skip.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. They
Oh,
love me.
I think that's.
But the
Yeah,
thing is,
he's
Skip,
got
this was I think this was a no-brainer for the Texans because they couldn't pay him $130 million. He wanted Khalil Mack or Aaron Donald type money.
No.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.